beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Wednesday night's live intuitive oracle, my favoriteest night of the week. Now I feel like an old-timey talk show host. So good to see you all. I'm so glad you're here. I dressed up. I'll show you all my dress in a little bit. I got it for $12 on Temu, and I'm super excited about it. I was wearing the blue wig, and it looked really pretty, but a wig under these lights, no bueno. So y'all just have to settle for the pictures I post later on. So good to see you all. Yeah, stupid YouTube ads. I can't. I don't even watch this like on YouTube. When I do the replays, I do, and I skip my own ads. So Miss Lotus Girl, Miss Arisha is not feeling well, so we're going to read for her and send her love and light. And Mr. Nomeo, yes. Chillin' Charlie, hi. Listen, Chillin' Charlie, or anybody else, if y'all have to leave for any reason and you don't think you're going to be able to come back and you want a reading, we will do our best to accommodate you. You know that. Eris, sneaking in. I caught you. Ralph and Cassie Francis, be back in 20. Mark Halstead, Shelly Montgomery, never stop asking questions. Julie Girl, I got your box packed and ready to go. I was waiting on my Sage bundles. I finally got them today. They were supposed to be here Monday, but it was a whole thing. You know how Amazon rolls sometimes, but I do have that for you because I know you desperately need it. So I will get that out tomorrow morning to you. Blue Crossroads. And I also picked up the holy water on Monday. So New Englander Roadie. Long Island Bigfoot. Here we go. The blue in the banner matched the wig I had on. I was channeling my inner Nicki Minaj. And I'll tell you what, between this dress and the wig, I felt like an absolute goddess, but the lights were just too hot. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to crash and burn in like 20 minutes if I continue this charade. Richard Elmore, what is up? But don't be surprised if you see more wigs. Everyone's asking for Ghost Dragon. Life with Bobby. Val, Southwestern Pennsylvania. Where's the big bad Ghost Dragon at? Free the dragon. Ta-da! You're on mute. Nobody can hear you. Ghost Dragon ghosting you?
Yes, I'm ghosting everybody.
I'm not as skinny as I look from like here up, but I'm going to show you how the dress really quick because I think you ladies are going to love it. Hello. I have a mom bod, so don't mind me. I don't want to trip on it though.
Looks good.
It is foot length. And it's got these really cool thingies. Mm-hmm. So
fuzzy balls.
It's got fuzzy balls.
It's got fuzzy balls.
Hello, I am very sorry, Richard Elmore, to hear that. Jules, thank you. Richard, I'm so sorry. And of course, I will be praying for you, whether you pray or not. I do. Multifaceted Jules, it was like $12 on Temu. You know I love me a good deal. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Sasquatch Confessions. I emailed you, but I know you probably get like a million bajillion emails a week. And if you're anything like me, which maybe you are, just because of who I am as a human being, I only check emails like 3 times a month because I forget. So, guys, we do have 2 new decks this week. I still cannot wear a thumbnail, so don't mind me. Not that y'all ever do. We have the Healing Spirits Oracle by Gordon Smith. Cards are beautiful, but I got to tell you about the next one. Queen Mab. Oh, yeah. The messages, the artwork. Who did this? Tess Whitehurst. It's my first ever Oracle deck from her out of like I have like almost 200 now. And I got to tell you, I am really impressed. Snatch and grab cheap outfits. Girl, I've been 2 walk-ins filled to the point where I cannot fit another hanger, and it's all thanks to Temu. So I'm like, look, I never go out on dates. I never get taken anywhere. So I'm going to wear this beautiful dress for you guys. So it doesn't go to waste, right? Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And I got the apricot color, not the white, because I don't know, something about an all white dress just, it's not for me. It's not for Gemma. One more thing I want to show you guys, and then I just want to talk about the Lionsgate portal really quick. It'll take like 2 minutes, and then we'll move into the readings. Give me one sec. I saw someone say hi to Mike Roberts, but I didn't see him come in.
I didn't see him come in either. Such love.
All right. So I'll just show y'all one. There's the blue wig, everyone. You'll see it. You'll see it in an upcoming video. Ghost Dragon, starting the night off right. Multifaceted Jules, you're so sweet. I'll tell you what, electronics, I'm not impressed. Obviously, everything's so cheap. Crystals, so far, everything I've gotten, I haven't gotten a lot from them because you got to be careful with crystals. They could look super real and you have to know how to tell if they're fake. Thank you, Sasquatch Confessions. I just kind of like being silly every once in a while. And I've always wanted different hair colors and I was never allowed to have them growing up. And then I would be like with a guy who didn't want me to have it. So I would listen to him. But my hair, I lost all my hair a few years ago from a B12 deficiency. And I don't want to do anything that's going to like make my hair fall out. So I figured wigs were the best way to go. So electronics, not really impressed. Even a can opener I bought did not work properly. But I will tell you that I got RJ's entire summer wardrobe where he does not have to wear the same shirt twice for the entire summer and probably into fall for less than $100. Yeah, and they even have really awesome shoes. Girl. Purses for like 12, I don't know. It's Temu's insane. And I know a lot of people don't believe in it, but what they do is they hook you straight up with the manufacturer that's in China and you don't have to pay. And right now they're having free shipping. So Bigfoot shirt. Yeah, they have everything. I actually got a Bigfoot shirt. It's got the spaceship on top of it. All right. Lionsgate portal, guys, we know it peaked, or some of us know that it peaked yesterday. I put a post in the community tab about it, and it will end. Okay, July 22nd, I believe, or July 28th is when it started. July 22nd, Venus went retrograde. So this Lionsgate portal is especially powerful, I should say, for manifesting really manifesting anything, just our manifesting abilities or manifesting powers. I would say love, definitely great for career. And, it depends on your zodiac sign and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, if you're going to be working, meditating, manifesting with the power of the Lionsgate portal, I suggested yellow gemstone. So this is yellow amethyst. Okay, I know you probably can't see it too well. Yellow amethyst and, citrine, amber, even gold. If you don't have like crystals and you just want to, dragon septarian, it's brown, but it also has a lot of yellow in it. Nut slap. Yes, Long Island Bigfoot. It's way better than Wish. Not as good quality as Amazon, but the price is right. It's like Wish prices with almost Amazon quality. So, okay. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. Let's go ahead and read for Miss Lotus Girl first. Then we'll do Arisha, and we'll just get Arisha out of the way. So, yeah. And if you guys didn't know, this past Sunday, August 6th, was Arisha and Lotus Girl's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthdays, yes. August 6th. And I sent them from me and us in stream those lapis and sodalite glowing universal manifestation bracelets from I think it was called Spirilet is the name of the site. So in the astrological sign of Leo, of course, their sun sign. And I'm still waiting for them to get them. It's going to be awesome. She's like, I'm still here. Yay. All right. I'm using the new one. I'm using Queen Mab. It's been a little bit of a weird day. I have not been feeling like myself at all the past couple of days. I've been very lethargic, not even like physically lethargic, but like mentally lethargic and dull. And Ghost Dragon's had his nuts up. Don't rush them. They turned 25. My God, that's embarrassing. You think they're way older than they are. Yeah, and went right before stream, I went downstairs to grab a Red Bull, and Ghostdragonzw had his headphones on, and I was blasting like either Miley Cyrus or Justin Bieber or something, but he had his headphones, and in his headphones he received a message for him to like basically leave me alone right now. So
it just said leave. It just said you
leave her now. So
leave her now. That's what it said.
Yeah, Lotus Girl, definitely Long Island Bigfoot. Yeah, it's just like normally I wake up in the morning, I get my little guy ready, I'm ready to go. Like I'm doing yoga, I'm doing my chores, I'm down to writing, and everything's good. But the past 2 days, it's been like I can barely write. I have no imagination. I don't feel like researching. That is not me, like at all. Yeah, the message said leave her now. Had the same. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, Miss Lotus Girl, let's start this evening off right. You guys got to see this deck. Oh my gosh. Of course, there's 2 cards that have full like nudity. Of course, Lotus, you have to pull this one, right? Wild Watery Sea, card number 7. Hey, Miss Arnolfo. So good to see you. All right, I'm going to have to cover the boobs up. Sorry, YouTube's a child. Work with the water element. And Lotus, this is actually kind of funny because I was telling you last week or like 2 weeks ago that I know you have a lot of water in your chart. I was so surprised to find out that you were a Leo. It is as if you are a dehydrated mermaid, barred for too long from the fluid, restorative power of the sea. I am, of course, speaking poetically as I always do, but I'm also speaking literally. As soon as you can, you must go to an ocean, stream, or lake. Alternatively, you might stand under a waterfall or dip your feet in a pool. Even gazing at a public fountain will be healing for you. At the very least, drink plenty of water and prioritize taking a relaxing shower or bath. This may seem to have nothing to do with what you're asking, Lotus. Nonetheless, you must do as I bid you. My prescription may seem mysterious, but I assure you it will help to bring about an invisible shift that will open you up to the direction, certainty, and outcome you are seeking. In addition to the above guidance, this may also be a message about starting a career related to water or moving somewhere closer to a river, lake, or sea. We cry tears of salt water when we are overcome. The more we let our feelings flow, the more our old pain transforms like jagged rocks, breaking down into soft and yielding sand. When you breathe fully, consciously, and repeatedly into your heart and belly, it would help you feel and heal emotions previously hidden or stuck. The underwater realm is a place of creativity, poetry, music, and dreams. In the sea, you can go not just east and west, north and south, but also up, down, and every which way. What's more, water doesn't move in straight lines. It spirals and swirls. Swim along with the tide, engage in creative pursuits, sleep deeply and long, and record your dreams. Or simply retreat into your own revitalizing depths for some quiet time alone and loving self-care. Be a landlocked mermaid no longer, Miss Lotus Girl. Presently, find your way back to the wild, watery sea. Tennille, whenever I see the ocean specifically, but water in general in readings, okay, it is definitely motion. Okay, water, the cups in tarot are the water signs, and, water is emotion. So whenever I pull something that has to do with emotion, it lets me know that you may be feeling very emotionally overwhelmed, emotionally burnt out, emotionally confused. There is something going on here where there's just too much, okay? The universe is saying there's too much. How do you release it? Release it back into where it came from, right? Release it back into the ocean. I feel like until you take this mini time out, and I know you've been resting a lot, but this card is specifically saying, I don't care, take a bath, okay? Take a nice relaxing bath for at least 15 minutes. The black witch salt I put in your box, sprinkle a little in the tub with some bath salts and bathe in it. That is not only a refreshing, but a restorative and protective bath. I do feel like you need that extra protective measure right now. Okay. There's a lot going on, and I do feel like you are under emotional attack. You have to protect yourself, and you are connecting with the element of water. So work with it, honey. Stay hydrated, literally, right? Take a nice warm bath, take a nice hot shower, reconnect with nature in that way. Miss Batmom. Who's next? Oh, Arisha. I'm going to use the same deck for Miss Arisha. Jenny, are you referring to me? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I don't know if you were purposely doing it, but it is kind of rude to just come into a stream and immediately comment on someone's weight. I'm fine. Thank you. And I'm very happy with the way I look. I don't know if I know you or not. So I think like if I know you, it wouldn't be as rude.
SOR. SOR.
SOR. Okay.
And
Kirby's, hi.
Kirby.
And I'm way too thin for what? Am I way too thin for the height that I am, a 5'7"? Am I way too thin for a 40-year-old with 5 kids? Am I,
So I chillin'. You didn't need to block her. She is really a very sweet lady. So I just don't know why she came in and said that. Yeah, I don't know. Chillin' did.
Nobody blocked her.
Yeah, I timed her out.
Oh, okay. You don't do that. That was rude.
Like, I know, but still.
Commenting on someone's weight.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, it wasn't like.
I don't mean to be mean, but
yeah, it's just not like her. So.
Yeah. Okay. She probably meant it in a motherly way, but I don't know her.
I don't. So I only know her from SOR, from what I remember. So
Jenny, if you're
out too.
Jenny, if you're listening, I'm sorry about that, but it was a little rude.
Just a little off the wall.
All right. You know, as women, we have weight struggles, and it's just rude. So if you want to come back in, we can forget that happened and start afresh. I would really like that. And I mean that sincerely. Yeah, I've always been naturally thin. I did put on like 60 pounds in the last year or so, but I lost it from hard work and taking care of myself. So way too thin, rude. Crash Steel, Melissa Nicole. Okay, so apparently I said there are 2 cards with nudity that I noticed. Well, here's the other one for Arisha. Thank you, ladies. This is card number 37. 37, Welcome Dread Fury. And I never know if someone's coming in to
harass you.
Like harass me.
Yeah.
All right. Channeling fierceness into power. Banish now all curses, hexes, and unwanted spells that have been placed upon you, Arisha. Draw upon your fierceness and the purifying wrath of the goddess to unbind your soul and spirit now and for all time. I sent you a bunch of stuff that should help with this. Your freedom from oppressive inner patterns only awaits your instantaneous and complete refusal to host them for one moment more. The patterns to which I refer may include self-criticism, disempowering cultural programming, coercive control from an individual and or a group. Thank you, guys. Codependency, intimidation, gaslighting, abuse, or any other form of physical, mental, or emotional hijacking. You are not as impressionable as you have been made to believe. You are not as susceptible to idle whims and wishes. You are not born to play a supporting role in the lives or fantasies of other people. You do not deserve to have your power siphoned or your freedom limited. You must choose now to unchoose any or all of these things for once and for all. No, I didn't. Listen, I don't know who she is. I didn't recognize the name. And even if it wasn't one of you guys came in and said that, I would honestly tell you guys it's rude to do that as well. Yeah. She's more than welcome here. And I'm sorry that happened, but it was weird.
Because it was weird because I've seen her in SRR and other chats. So I was good to see her. Then when I realized what she said, it was like, what?
I didn't recognize her name at all. So I think if I had, I wouldn't have been as harsh. But I'd like to let it go now. And Jenny Whitebear, if you're listening, you're welcome back in. I'm sorry that came off as kind of harsh. But, I'm a woman and I'm sensitive about my weight and how I look. And I didn't remember your name. So, okay. Arisha, you are not as impressionable as you have been made to believe. Find the dread fury within you, the sharp-taloned, black-eyed goddess who will suffer no foolishness or fools. Allow yourself to feel her presence that arrives like an inferno to incinerate all you will no longer accept. Let her wild liberation burn through you like a glorious explosion followed by an all-consuming fire. Human culture and human relationships can be battlefields. There are those who would channel your power towards their egotistical agendas. Sometimes you must work to heal such dynamics through thoughtful counseling and inner exploration. Other times you must change your circumstances by immediately and utterly refusing. Yes, Crash, thank you for coming in. Miss Smoochie. Other times you must change your circumstances by immediately and utterly refusing. You must display your sharp teeth and scream at the loud and piercing no that resonates throughout time and space, causing all that you are unchoosing to retreat and dissolve away. Yes, 3 dresses on Temu. Thank you, Long Island Bigfoot. New England Dirt Rodeo, absolutely. The fierce and furious goddess is here for you, Arisha. She reminds you that you have all the power you need to step out of whatever has been binding you, and you have that power now. Use it and never look back. Yeah, Arisha, I know that you're going through a lot, and you know, we all are. And I know that's such a general statement, but sometimes like what is a lot for you may not be a lot for me, or what's a lot for me may not be a lot for you. You know, I feel like you have kind of reached your limit. Okay. Not literally because you're strong and you can do this, but I feel like you're to the point where it's like, I'm so tired of like the other shoe dropping. Like I'm tired of it. And, and I feel like the universe is trying to tell you, like, just be honest with yourself. Are you the cause of all of this? You may be the cause of some of it, but you're the cause of some of it. Jenny, it's okay. It's okay. I promise it's okay. It just caught me off guard and I didn't remember you. So I never know if someone's coming in to troll me and I didn't recognize your name. So it's okay. I'm glad you're here and thank you for coming back in. And being able to understand a misunderstanding. So I appreciate you. Thank you. And it's good to see you. SOR. Now I remember. Arisha, I feel like some of it, it's like, it's kind of you because you're like allowing things to happen. But I feel like that's only because you don't know what else to do other than to allow someone else to be who they are. And who they are is being a piece of garbage, right? I feel like you are finally going to be in the next week or two, if you're not already, completely and totally fed up with someone's poop. Okay. It's like enough is enough. Your eyes are finally opening to who and what this person really is. It could be someone you just met. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling of like fresh and new. Either it's someone you just met or it's someone that you've like reconciled with, like, you know, clean slate, we're good. And then, you know, they're back to their old shenanigans again. Arisha, I just feel like you have to bite the bullet and take control. It's not going to be the easiest path to, you know, get rid of this person or even like slow fade from this person, but it is what's best for you because a leopard doesn't change its, what do they have? Spots, stripes? A leopard doesn't change those things. Okay. They do not. And this person is definitely a leopard. They want their cake and eat it too. So if it's a business relationship, they want whatever that relationship is with you, but they also want to, you know, do A, B, and C on the side to make money and not cut you in. If it's a romantic partnership, it's like this person wants to be with you and have you be faithful and loyal and committed, but they are not giving you the same respect. It is that type of energy. And I feel like unless you want to continue to deal with this and just be bogged down and worn down, you've got to take a stand. I know that position. Trust me, it is the hardest, especially when you care for someone or love someone, to admit to yourself that they're not going to make any great changes for you. You know, it's sad and it's hurtful, but it is the God's honest truth. Madison, all right, girl, got you. Thank you for coming in.
Sorry.
I was going to say, let's see how long it takes him to figure out he's on mute.
No, I'm on. I knew I was. Andrew.
Sir Andrew, Sir Nomeo, the healing spirit. So how have you guys all been? Poor Richard, you know, you lost your father at 82. That's a nice long human life. And know that he's with you. It doesn't end at physical death, okay? Trust me, if you don't believe and never believed anything that I've ever said, trust that, okay? He's with you and it doesn't end there. Barry Browning, welcome. All right, Nomeo, heal the past and fix tomorrow. This guy, this is a great deck. Card number 8. It is never helpful to carry painful memories through your entire life. So spirit and healers are guiding you to the moment when it will be right. So spirit healers and helpers are guiding you to the moment when it will be right for you to sit in the quiet of your own mind and invite them to help you. You must use this connection to conquer your past hurts and go forward and reach your full potential. The spirit healers and helpers will let you know when the moment is right to cut the ties to the past and let go and grow. I don't know if you got something similar last week, Nomeo, but I'm definitely feeling like this ongoing cycle of like something from the past popping up, and it's like affecting you. So it could be a person coming in. I'm seeing it as like memories too, though, about like you can't stop thinking about something or thinking about someone. It could be like maybe a mistake you made or an opportunity you said no to, or an opportunity you said yes to, and you know now you should have said no to. There is something here that you're kind of like just living in your mind about. And the universe is saying, just ask for help to release it. Think about it, give it a little time, think it over, and then make peace with the decisions that you made because you can't go back and change them, and then move forward. I feel like this energy of you like constantly thinking about this one thing or this one person or this one choice or decision or opportunity, like whatever it is, this one thing is holding you back energetically in your life so much more than you can ever even realize. Not to mention, it's a distraction. What I just heard was ask yourself, what are you trying to distract yourself from? Hey, Anna. So I don't know if you're even aware of this energy around you yet. If you start to become regretful, or if you start to really dwell on something that happened long ago, and especially if someone comes in from the past in the next week or two, or if they just have, I would say if it's a person, just be very careful how you deal with them. Make sure that their intentions are pure and true and good, and they're not back for a little bit of good old-fashioned revenge or to make you regret what happened. If you need to apologize, do so once and then move on. Sorry, guys. RJ's sick and Ray is sick, which means guess who's going to be sick next? All right.
Chillin' Charlie.
My cousin's here. Robert Haywood Jr. Chillin' Charlie. I'm going to go ahead and use Aether Creatures. Roger Blair, I don't know if I said hello to you. Rescheduled for the 18th. For some reason, I had it in my head that you were going in on the 12th.
I did too.
Right?
But you'll be good. We're keeping you in our thoughts.
You also have something coming from me. I gave you a spray and some other little things, and Edna, for purchasing merch. Got to get some more of you guys purchasing merch. jivecreations.com, guys. If you send me a picture of you wearing the merch, holding the merch, using the merch, whatevs, doesn't matter what it is, how big or small. It could be one bumper sticker or 50 shirts. Doesn't matter to me. If you purchase some type of Gemma Jade or Ghost Dragon merch, I will send you a gift box. Chillin' Charlie, you got Hexinocula.
That's what she
said. It was
said.
supposed to be today, the 9th.
Yeah, the storm canceled it.
I don't know why I had the 12th in my head.
See, I did too for some reason. That's pretty weird.
I think because I said it last week, the 12th. I don't know. I'm so sorry. So Chillin' Charlie, you got this in the reverse position. Card number 64. You are being asked to see the beauty in imperfection, Charlie. If perfectionism is a problem for you at this time, consider that you're being warned that your current outlook is a fast track to unhappiness. When Hexenokula appears, the issue is not that external people or situations are failing to be up to standard. The issue is what your standard is and what's motivating it. Are you setting unrealistic expectations of yourself or others? Are you finding faults and criticizing? Are you shrugging off compliments and successes? Are you currently being driven by the desire to avoid something? Are you being driven by a fear of failure, feelings of unworthiness, inadequacy, or low self-esteem? Lao Tzu once said, "The true perfection seems imperfect, yet it is perfectly itself. True fullness seems empty, yet it is fully present. True straightness seems crooked. True wisdom seems foolish. True art seems artless." This is the truth contained in the medicine of the Hexenokula. You are being asked to see this truth. You wouldn't criticize a rainbow because one of its colors is quote unquote off. Its difference is what makes it unique. Could you imagine seeing yourself or someone something else in the same way? Can you embrace imperfection? If not, it is time to face why not and to directly resolve the fears that are residing within your inability to do so. There is a big difference between negative perfectionism and striving for excellence. One is success oriented, the other is actually failure avoidant. In this situation, perfection imposes a huge burden, seeing the beauty in what is causing that burden to lift. No, that's not what it says. Seeing the beauty in what is causes the burden to lift. So, Charlie, yeah, you're being way too hard on yourself, okay? It's like you're expecting so much from yourself, but you're not expecting those same things from other people. I'll give you an example. So, I always tell people that abuse inflicted upon you, whether it's narcissistic abuse, emotional, physical, doesn't matter. Abuse is a choice. And let me tell you how I know this. 98% of the time or more, the person who's an abuser at home, they're able to control their temper at work. They're able to not throw things and break things and hit people when it comes to their boss and their paycheck and more like their coworkers, right? Except for in extreme cases, they're able to go to work and not completely ignore the advice of their boss or the criticism of their boss. I feel like that's the way you're treating yourself. You're putting yourself through all these unrealistic expectations and then beating yourself up when you don't accomplish them. Like you're going to bed, and this is just a silly example and very extreme, but this is how I see it. Like you're going to bed like, all right, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and be a police officer. And then you wake up in the morning, and of course you're not a police officer because you have to go to the police academy and you have to do whatever you have to do to become a cop. But then you're like looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, you, this, that, and the other, you're sorry, pathetic, because you're not a police officer. And like, I feel like you're just being way too hard on yourself. The universe is saying, hold yourself to the same standard you set everyone else to. Okay. Which means you offer forgiveness. You offer empathy, sympathy, love, compassion, patience, kindness. Give those things to yourself for the next week or two. Take it easy on yourself. We say in recovery, one day at a time. And that is the motto you should be living by right now. You are putting way too much pressure on yourself. Donna Messenger, what is up, girl? Mama, did you see my pretty dress? I stood on the chair, but it made some people nervous, so I'm not going to do it again. Shelly was like, no. And I'm definitely praying for you, and I will light a candle for you tonight. I have 2 other gemstones I'm lighting for currently, so. Who's next?
Okay, Eris Mana.
Eris, I'm going to use the human spirit. Yes, you are. I said to her, I think it was yesterday or 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, I was like, are you DTS yet? And she's like, at the doctor? I was like, no, DTS down the shore. How is it down there? Can we squeeze Donna in one after, because she's on vacation right now. She's not going to be able to hang out. Okay.
I'll put her after Mark.
All right. So we have what? Eris,
Mark, and then her.
and then Donna. Got it. Eris, Mark, then Donna. Long Island Bigfoot. Pick me. So Long Island Bigfoot and I were talking, and I don't know exactly how far away we live from each other.
Wait.
But I was thinking of roaming the woods behind my house. That's something else I want to talk to you guys about. After I read for Donna, I'll take a second and discuss shorts with you guys.
Hey, I screwed up. It's Eris, Long Island, Mark, then her. I can fit her. If Mark's okay with it, I'll put her right after Long Island because I don't know if he streams tonight.
Yeah, okay. So Eris, then Long Island Bigfoot, then Mark.
Donna. Well, we can do Donna or Mark, either way.
Eris, Long Island Bigfoot, Donna, and then Mark. I wanted to talk to you guys about shorts. So anyway, I was going to do some shorts, roam in the woods, and Long Island Bigfoot's like, I would totally be down to come and do that with you at some point. And that would be cool because I don't think we live more than an hour. Can't look too hot. Keep it under control. Eris, give it a whirl. Card number 27 in the reverse. Thank you, Mark. And that you're going to be fine. You have to, I know it's hard to tell yourself that because you're personally the one going through it and it's a lot easier said than done, but try to convince yourself that everything's going to be okay. All right. Eris, are you dizzy from all the circles you've been running around in, never sticking with something and constantly trying new things? Well, kudos, but also no. This isn't one of those throw everything you got at the wall and see what sticks moments. Sometimes it takes a moment or a week to get the hang of something. If you finally master something or at least figure it out, you'll feel so rewarded. So stick with it all just a little longer. Yeah, I do feel like you could be getting a little frustrated with something that's going on in your life, right? So maybe there's just something that you can't seem to come to an understanding of or figure out, and you're really to the point, and it could be a relationship, could be a situation, it could just be something that you really want to accomplish or you really want to do, Eris, and the universe is like, just stick to it just a little bit more. Okay, if you have any unfinished projects, either finish them or get rid of them, because when you have a bunch of unfinished projects, and I'm not saying that you do, but like in general, if you have a bunch of unfinished projects hanging around, they do cause subconscious stress, because your subconscious does remember, even when you don't, that you have 50 different things that you started and didn't finish, and it causes unnecessary stress. The universe is saying, whatever and or whoever this is, Eris, give it another week or two. Keep giving it your best shot. And if at the end of that time you still feel like you need to give up or you can't come to terms or come to an understanding, then so be it. Long Island Bigfoot. You know I'm using Queen Mab. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Aunt Anna. So just with this deck, it talks about queens and goddesses. There is no gender in tarot or oracle. So if it says queen, I usually change it to king. If I forget, take it as it resonates. Gotta drink more water. I'm starting to get like heart palpitations. Okay. Raging Fire of Fever, Long Island Bigfoot. What's up, Miss Paranormal Pixie? Raging Fire of Fever. Sounds sexy. Channel your passion, Long Island Bigfoot. Passion is the fire that illuminates your world. Ground that passion now. Hold it. Keep it burning steadily by allowing it to flow through the earth, your body, and the present moment. When fire is suppressed, it eventually burns out. When it's allowed to burn out of control, it devastates. But when fire is contained and consciously channeled toward a positive purpose, it grants life, warmth, and the power to do great things. Do not extinguish your passion, but do not let it be a wildfire either. Smother it, and you'll lose the thread of joy in work, spirituality, friendships, and romance. Carelessly let it spread, and you'll experience self-destructiveness, addiction, unhealthy relationships, and challenging mental and physical health. Properly dictated, the flame of passion is the ideal fuel for inspiration, connection, success, creation, expansion, and self-growth. Take time each day to breathe consciously. Sensitize yourself to gravity and the feeling of your body on the earth. Align with all of the elements, air, earth, fire, water, and spirit. Notice where more balance might be established and take steps to develop it. Create space in your mind and relax your body. Set clear intentions in every area of your life. All right, Sharon Gross, nice to see you. Welcome. Long Island Bigfoot, sense your natural enthusiasm like an ever-burning pilot light within you. Tend to that flame like the priestesses of Vesta, or the priests. I don't know if there were priests. Let it be a fire of devotion at the altar of your hearts. Then deliberately send that blinding radiance into all the energetic pathways and conduits that stoke and light up your desires. You are a force of nature, and you're also an alchemical engineer. Be clear-minded and purposeful in your use of power. Bathe in the brightness of your passion and let it be the spark that steadily kindles your commitment, connection, excellence, and works of fabulous genius. Yeah, Long Island Bigfoot doing big things for sure. Sharon, let us know if you want a reading, okay? Really, really grateful to have you. Long Island Bigfoot, there is something that you're very passionate about, and I do feel like this is, maybe it's like a hobby or something that you really love doing, right? It could be a person that you've maybe recently met, but I'm feeling more of it as like being like a part of you. And I wouldn't see that if it was like a person that you just met. So something that you're really passionate about. And it could be something that you're kind of tentatively dipping your feet into doing, but that like you really want to do. For example, I want to do YouTube shorts really, really bad. I can't think of what to do, what to say. How the heck am I going to be that, short-winded and concise? But it's something I want so badly that I'm going to figure out a way to do it, and I'm going to do it quickly. That's kind of what this is saying. It's like, don't limit yourself, but also remain focused, okay? Because once you lose focus on whatever this is, it's like it's going to dull a little bit. And right now it's shining so bright, you're holding it in the palm of your hand. And the universe wants you to act on it. Be confident. You know what you want. You know how to get it. You know what you're doing. And, I love your attitude of like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's not that I don't care about people, but I don't care if people don't necessarily agree with everything that I'm doing. We've had a little bit of a conversation like that, and I really respect that about you. You're not going to change who you are for anyone or anything. And that's kind of what the universe is saying. Look, you have no problem with being yourself. So when it comes to whatever this is, get out there and do it. Take the leap of faith. Trust the universe to have your back. I definitely feel like it is doing something. Like my example of like, YouTube shorts. It's like I want to so bad, and I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, today I'm going to do it. And then when it comes time and I have a few extra minutes, I'm like, oh, I don't want to. People are going to hate them. Don't do that to yourself. If there's something you've been really wanting to do, get out there and do it. Sharon Gross says, first time in my life ever, I'm so spiritually connected to things I just miss or get it later than I should. That is so very, very normal. Just so you know, let's start there. Miss Donna, I am going to use the Myths and Mermaids. Yes, I do need to start using the juicer. Not going to lie. First, I have to find somewhere to put it. Having our connected something, I'm going to leave. All right. I don't know if you're asking me something, Miss Shelley, but you can always text me. And thank you for coming in. Love seeing new names in here. Really makes what I'm doing feel so much more worthwhile when I get to spread kindness and love and messages from spirit to more and more people. Big shout out to Long Island Bigfoot, because since his stream, I've gained, I thought it was 67 subscribers in the last 28 days. And I believe at least 55 of them came from his channel. So Jenny Whitebear, I hope you're still here and listening. I'm still feeling kind of guilty about what happened. Lemons and celery. Miss Donna, you got the Absinthe Mermaid. That actually sounds pretty good. Lemon and celery. Card number 26. A comatose green mermaid is draped in a toxic stream of bottles, skulls, and poison. She's drugged and lethargic, a slave to her torpid addiction. She seems at risk of being washed away at a moment's notice. Divination meaning, beware of dependency. Absinthe Mermaid has wallowed in her addictions for so long she's become languid. You have also spent too long immersed in an addiction or a dependence. Addiction and dependence sap one's energy and rob one of vitality and strength. Something in your life, a substance, an obsession, or an unhealthy relationship is draining your life essence and you need to let it go immediately. Seek assistance from a trusted friend, a wise person in your community, or a professional to help rid you of your unhealthy attachment before it's too late for you. Once you have escaped, reevaluate your life and take stock of your frailties. What led you down the path to addiction and dependence in the first place? What steps can you take to avoid stumbling down that rabbit hole again? You need to commit to more areas of your life. Settle down for the long term. Stop renting and borrowing what you can purchase. Stop wavering between choices. Pick your favorite, run with it, and never look back, girl. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean, Donna, that you're like a drug addict. People can have, as you know, addictions to many different things, okay? So this card is by no means saying that Donna is a drug addict. Not that I ever feel like there's anything wrong with someone being an addict, right? Not to the point where I would judge them for it. This is saying, though, beware of situations like this, okay, where you could get sucked into addiction, where, you know, it starts with one little white lie and then it spirals out of control. In recovery, I know for me, like, I have to be rigorously honest in all areas. And if I'm not, that one little white lie could be the slip that I need to go back into using drugs. So whatever this is for you, if it's something that you're no longer doing, like, you know, you got it under control, or like, you know, sometimes we just have bad weeks, you know, and the universe gets a little worried because they don't understand emotion. They don't understand what it's like to live as a human. But Dawn, I'm telling you now, there is a real, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a real risk of something here becoming toxic very quickly for you. So just be careful. You know what you have to look out for in yourself, what's bad for you. You know, you quit smoking. I'm so proud of you for that. Like, you could be in a place where so many people are smoking cigarettes, you decide to have just one, and now you're back to smoking before you know it. Okay. This is the universe giving you a warning. You will fall into toxicity and or addiction and or dependence of some sort if you do not stop what you're doing already, or really, really pay attention to who you're hanging around, what you're about to do, and those thoughts. You know those thoughts, girl. And I'm always here if you need me. You know that. I love you. I never judge you. So you and I speak every day, even if it's just a good morning text. So yes, Paranormal Pixie. Yes, you're absolutely right. It could be as simple as addiction to collecting things or to getting compliments. So right. Never thought I'd ever hear myself say I love being sober. Yeah, you know, me either. I remember thinking, like, this is so not going to work for me. Like, it may work for you guys, but like, I am different, you know, like, I'm a more extreme and severe case. Doesn't everyone think that though? You know, I used to sit in the detoxes and watch the people and be like, man, I wish that could be me, but they don't know how bad my addiction is. They don't know the things I've done. We've all been there. Eris Mana sneaks back in. I caught you. All right. I'm sorry. You did say who was next. Mark.
Yeah, but I got to tell you something real quick. Giles just came in here freaking out. He coming out of Target and he said, I swear I just saw Gemma. And I'm like, what? He goes, this girl walked right by me and he said she had a white tank top on, just like what you're wearing. Looked just like you. And he goes, I almost don't. He goes, well, I told him.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But because all he saw was what you see right there. And he goes, I turned around and go, Gem. And she turned around and looked at me. And it was her. And I was like, it looked just like her dad. I thought she came here to visit you. He come flying in the room thinking you were here.
So, you know, I've never had anyone tell me that they met someone. Like, I've had people tell me I look like Natalie Portman or Rachel Lee Cook, but I've never had anyone tell me that they met somebody that looked like me. I've never had that happen.
He was freaking out. He said then right before that, he saw a really bad accident.
That is so weird.
He's freaking out. He's in there telling my dad now.
Tell him I'm okay. Because of what happened with you with the get away from her or leave her now message that you got, and with how I've been feeling, I'm glad my sage got here, because what I'm going to do tomorrow is take some time to really go through this house and go along the property while nobody else is here, because there is something. I saw that half deer, half woman thing again. What was her name in American Horror Story? The first Supreme. She was in My Roanoke Nightmare, Lady Gaga's character. Sagwitch. I'm just going to, sorry guys, I'm just going to look that up really fast because I saw her again like 3 days ago. I wanted to ask you guys, I put it in the community. What would you guys like to hear me talk about in shorts? Because I was going to maybe like review products, but I remember when I was doing the budget home and beauty, all the guys were getting really mad at me. Not like mad, but they were getting like really nasty and hostile towards me until I was like, buy this stuff for your girlfriend or your wives. And then I was like homophobic because I don't know. I know that I'm going to be doing something with the Lana Del Rey song Summertime Sadness because it's available for YouTube Shorts, and I'm really excited about that because I love that song. But what would you guys like to see? I mean, a crystal of the day. I was going to do an oracle card of the day, but I have almost 200 decks. I can't memorize a card. Do you know what I mean? And I need to pull it organically. So I don't know. Yeah, multifaceted jewels. I was thinking. Bob Perkins! Take 60 seconds every now and to explain different types of crystals and what that crystal can help you with, and or different types of incense, how they can be. That's what I was thinking too. Like crystals, incense, like I can get like into the flow of like what the week is or what the month is and choose like a crystal incense combination type thing. Yeah, I was thinking along those lines too. Mix it up. Yeah, I was thinking that too. You know, I would love to do reviews of products, but I'm a woman. So, and Ray does not wear cologne. He uses the deodorant I give him, and he uses RJ's bath soap. Like, he doesn't use anything, and I wouldn't have any guy stuff to tell you guys how I like it. So, if there's anything you'd like to see for shorts, specifically like what Jules just said, please let me know. With that being said, I'm sorry, who was next?
Mark Halstead.
Blue Crossroads, that's a good idea. Helpful hints, life hacks, right? But I could do like spiritual life hacks. Mark, I'm going to use the Vampire Oracle. Oh yeah, I feel myself getting really clogged and my throat starting to burn. He's like, me. I just snagged my thumbnail again. I'll settle for the ghost of you. I was trying to think. There's like 4 things I wanted to put in there, but essential oils, very good. I have a lot of nice mixtures that I use for sprays that I put in my diffusers. Like if you want just like to clean the air in your house, you use lemon with a tiny drop of pepper, or patchouli with a tiny drop of cinnamon. Yeah, I've got my water here. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jules. I think I'm going to start with that. It's getting hard to swallow. I know once I get into shorts, I'll be fine. You know, I was also, Nutslap suggested I walk around like outside my house. Definitely going to be doing that. Skag tack. But I think it's pronounced Skagitch. Anyway, I saw her again. So, Mark, I've got the Hunter card here, card number 32, and I could have sworn I I pulled this for someone last week. Yeah, Jules got some great ideas. Definitely. Because I want it to be inclusive to everybody, you know. Mark, there's a belief that in order to have what it is we feel we need or want or desire or are told we must have, we must track it, hunt it, and sometimes kill it. For the hunter does not simply follow and make a friend of the creature it wishes to have. It must kill it in order to be satisfied. There's a part of you that feels this falsehood, that in order to become something, there must be a death of which you will be the cause, that there is competition and need, and that only you can have what you long for if someone else can no longer have it. And we have come to you to say that even we, who are the unnatural world's greatest hunters, need not kill. There is always a way to find what we need without taking it from someone else. There is within you now an urge to win in some sort of competition where you feel there may only be one survivor. But there are other ways through to the goal you desire. You can find what it is you need deep within. And there is also truth in the word hunter. For you to live each day, something must die, be it for the food on your table or the produce that has become your walls and the home that you live in. Energy has given up one form and become another. Hi, Josephine. Hey, Nick. Everything transforms, but for that which you seek now, the hunt needs to go within. Mark, the chase must be of that part of your character which, when hunted down and integrated, will give you what you lack in order to create what you need. You need to become the hunter of the hidden parts of your own self, of the courage you feel you lack, of the opportunity you believe you have not been given. For you breathe, do you not? And as you breathe, you, a part of you, is the hunter and must take action to obtain what it is that you long for. No one else will do this for you. This task is yours alone, human. Blessing, it's natural and wise to allow the part of you that is active and strong and forceful to have expression. It is time to actively seek that which you want. See how far your strength can take you. Curse, there's always the potential that the hunter can become ruthless. You can maintain discipline by focusing on what it is you seek and refuse to be distracted by the pursuit of power for power's sake. Working with this card, it's time to establish how to obtain what it is you want. You must not ask another to go after this for you. And while the hunt will take place on the outside, it will also take place on the inside. You must find that part of you within that has the courage to chase what you would make yours and be honest about it. So, what about Bob? Bob's my buddy. Yeah, Mark, there is definitely something here. I feel like you could, if you're not feeling this now, it's coming in, where it's like you feel that something has like been taken from you, or you've kind of been looked over or passed over for something. If that's not the case, there's still definitely a feeling of like maybe like invisibility, or there could even be some bitterness here. It's like, you know what you want, whether it be an object, a person, a relationship, whatever it may be, a job, it doesn't matter. And you feel like you've done everything you can to obtain it, and yet you still see others getting this, you know, like say just for instance, you want romance or you want a romantic relationship, a partnership. But like you feel like you're a really good guy and you've done a lot of work on yourself and you're in a place in your life where you're ready for that. But like it's just not happening for you. Yet you see all these other kind of scummy people who are low lives, who, you know, treat women like garbage, and they're getting these relationships quickly with these amazing, in your opinion, women. That's the type of feeling I'm seeing here. It's not that you're jealous of anyone else. It's that you feel like you are more deserving of something than they are. And the universe is saying you're probably right. But in order to obtain it, you're never going to obtain it by sitting around thinking about how undeserving others are of it. Think about how much you want it and then get out there and go get it. This is a great message. What's up, Slow Motion? For anyone that's working and feels like their manifestation has been taking so long. Like, what's the point? There's something missing, and that's action. You have to put action behind it. I can read an oracle all day long that you're going to have an amazing week next week, but if you just lay in bed and don't leave your house, probably nothing that spectacular is going to happen for you because you're not putting action behind it. Like I said before, you know, you can't be like, I'm manifesting becoming a police officer, and then you wake up in the morning and you're a cop. Like, you have to go out. You have to pursue that goal.
Okay, you ready? Your next person is that Sharon Gross. I'm going to do her, then do Shelly, because she's new.
I think Shelly left.
Oh, did she? I didn't see her.
Sharon, are you still here?
If she's still here, yes, I would like to do her first. And if Shelly left, I'll just put her on hold. She might come back.
She said she was leaving for some reason, but I didn't understand what she was saying.
I didn't see. I was trying to keep the list. Sharon Gross, are you still here? Would you like a card? Or do you now? But you got to let us know. And then if she doesn't show, we'll go ahead and do New England. Here she is. I'm here. I just don't know how to do it. You'll just pick a card for you.
That you don't have to do anything. You just have to accept. I'm using the Alice in Wonderland Oracle for you.
Sharon, she's pulling your card right now. All you have to do.
Sharon, this is you. Messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world in the reversed shadowed position. Card number 15. Mostly be manifesting Pop-Tarts. Within this card, Alice finds herself fetching gloves and a fan for the white rabbit. While she hurries to help the strange little creature, she begins to imagine her cat, Dinah, giving orders, or Dina. Alice wonders what she might be commanded to do once she returns home. In Wonderland, the lines that divide humans and animals are very, very blurred. When this card comes to you, it suggests that you can also understand the needs of creatures, animals, and wild things. By stilling the human world around you and turning into the greater world, the energy that is all around us, you will know what is needed. This card also suggests time spent with creatures who are not human. You will become very close to a beloved animal, perhaps a pet or an animal that you just take care of. You delight in their company and in taking care of their needs. You'll be fascinated with the way in which they communicate, and you will learn more about what they mean when they go about their usual habits. In short, you'll become more attuned to the non-human world. In the reverse, feeling bewildered by animals, making assumptions about animal behaviors, feeling you know about them, but missing the messages they're sending you, missing a beloved pet or the closeness you once had, feeling more drawn to people, being sentimental about animals rather than truly understanding your actual needs and desires. So I know this sounds like pretty basic, right? What if, like, I'm not an animal person? Just not. I love cats, but I am not a pet person. Like, I might have a few hammies, right? But Sharon, this is more than that, okay? This is talking about, I don't know if you have a pet that passed away. I see messages coming to you from a deceased animal. If that's not the case, it's the higher consciousness of an animal that you either take care of or that you're close with or that you feel a connection to. Please be very careful. If you have like a vet visit coming up, make sure you keep that. There could be something unseen wrong with the animal. Now, getting animals out of the way, because I don't like cards that are super specific like this. If someone pulled this card for me, I'd be like, great. You know, if they read from the book, like, great. What I'm seeing here is not only a connection, Sharon, to the animal world, but to the unseen world around you. Connecting with in ways through like downloads, intuitive hits, things that maybe you've never experienced before. So you can either think you're going crazy and you don't know how to deal with them. Okay. Sharon, in the next week or two, starting right now, what the universe wants you to do is start paying extra close attention to thoughts that feel like they're not yours. Okay. And what I mean by that is you're cooking dinner and you randomly start thinking of, I don't even know, someone you haven't seen in 15 years. And then you turn on your computer and there's an email from them. Your intuition and your ethereal knowledge is going to be like top notch for the next week or two and going forward if you learn how to work for it. I feel like the universe is trying to tell you, Sharon, like, pay attention when you know something isn't right or when you know someone isn't right. It's for a reason. When your energy doesn't sit well around someone or in a specific situation, it's because you are not meant to be around that person. You're not meant to be in that situation. I feel like you have to start voicing this or at the very least acting on it. Okay. She said, yeah, I'm hearing you. You have to start taking your intuition as facts. Okay. I always use this example because to me, it's like the clearest way to get it across. Okay. Say that you know for an absolute fact that your significant other is cheating. You don't have tangible proof. Like you don't have pictures. You don't have, a witness. You just know. You're like, well, I can't possibly present this to them and accuse them because I don't have tangible evidence, right? The universe is saying, no, have your intuition be enough evidence for you to confront this person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Have your intuition lead you in the next week or two and see, like by trusting your intuition and not second guessing it at all. And even if you do second guess it, still acting on it, right? And seeing where it leads you, taking that leap of faith, those acts of trust towards the universe, you are going to be rewarded for that. Andrew, yeah, I read for you way back. You got this card.
Yeah, I got the timestamp. I thought he said he was going to take a shower. I thought, so I went and had you read just in case he was listening. So, Andrew, I can give it to you now, or you can wait and I can put it in comments. Just let me know.
Sharon, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
My mom, that happens with my mom too. She starts feeling like really sick in her stomach when things aren't right.
Okay. Next is New England.
New Englander Roadie. I'm going to use the shapeshifter. I messaged Long Island Bigfoot last night. I was in his stream watching, but smelled like betrayal and anger in there. And I messaged him, and he was so sweet about it. I was very excited. Not excited, surprised to see a certain person in there.
Usually when I pop in, that person leaves.
Well, it ended. If you noticed, as soon as you got in there, it basically ended. Yeah. But that's what I said. He's like, I'll get rid of them right now. He's like, I don't even know them. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm going to go in and see what they do. See if they say anything to me. Like, I'm sorry I tried to ruin your career because you wouldn't lie for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, usually sending ghost dragons in just...
Yeah, because they usually leave as soon as I pop in. Because she left a comment too, and I was going to leave a comment for her.
This close.
I was too.
So, guys, did you guys check out that live stream from Long Island Bigfoot last night? A deer literally, like, led him through the woods.
Had something following it too. There was something following both of them.
There were several things, and a lot of people picked up on them. There were several things in that video that he didn't really notice at the time. There were multiple entities in those woods. I don't know where exactly he was, but wow. New England Dirt Roadie, the Fairy Bee. My life is sweet. Card number 6. A bee appearing in the beautiful natural world is a wonderful sign that true health is being restored to you now. Bees speak of timeless wisdom, as in the ancient proverb, ask the wild bee what the druids know, and are adept at creating shapes, patterns, and of course, honey, which provides food, sweetness, a natural antiseptic, and aeronizing healthful wax, and can be made into mead. It is also said that after completing the ritual of the labyrinth in ancient Crete, the priestesses of Ariadne offered the initiates honeycomb to celebrate and acknowledge that all their needs would be met from that time forth. A bee can symbolize abundance, but most important, it symbolizes that all you need is being provided and love is surely coming to you. The fairy bee speaks. You ask me where the honey is, where the sweetness of life, the ease of life is. You wonder where the casual health and robust days have gone and where the bright flowers and the sunshine have vanished to. No one took these things from you, New England Dirt Roadie. You denied yourself your own needs and pleasures. I am here at all times, yet you have turned away from the natural world. For you to bring back its sweetness, you must spend time with the flowers, ones that blossom generously, flowers of the plant kingdom and flowers of the humankind. You have spent too much time among the bare-branched ones who have told you that you will never acquire the luxury of feeling safe and comforted, but I am here to share that living life sweetly is as simple for you now as being outside in the sunshine for a few moments each day. Then the flowers will bloom, the bees will come back, your joy and delight will return. So things have been tough for a while now. There seems to be a place where flow happens, but you just can't find your way into that stream. The fairy bee is here to show you where the honey is and how to attract the pollinators, the sacred messengers who can create the connections you need. Have no doubt your life can be as sweet and sound as honey, as healthy, strong, and productive as bees, and as busy doing something you love as theirs. And at the end of the time of busyness that's heading your way, the inertia and feeling of being left out of one's life secrets will have lifted. You will experience abundance and golden times when this card shows up. You may also wish to explore essential oils and flower remedies. Let the bees show you the ancient wisdom, and if you listen, they will show you where the honey is. Have a 10-minute sun bath each day. Smell the flowers, taste the honey. Let the golden age begin. Show me the honey. Dragon Mark asked you a question. I don't think you saw it.
I was looking back.
Okay, New England Dirt Roadie. Yeah. I mean, you and I both know that this is true, right? That for a while now, you've been feeling very out of sorts, very left out in the cold, very, I'm trying to think of just like life is happening all around you and you're standing still. And everything's happening around you and you're not a part of it. And the universe is saying kind of what I've been saying to you, but also what the universe has been saying to you for a long time. It's like, that may be true and may have been true for a little while, but at the end of the day, you know, are you really putting yourself out there in order to meet new people, in order to gain new opportunities? And this is no judgment or shade or indictment on you, but it does look like, you know, and it is kind of true that you kind of just keep to yourself and maybe have gone so long without wanting to be bothered by human beings or really get involved in anything or be out doing anything. You became lax with your social life that now you've no one to blame really but yourself. Now, we both know that you do have something else to blame, but it's been over a month now since we kind of got rid of that entity and we took care of that, and you're still going through a lot of things. But the universe is saying the best way to defeat what you're feeling inside and how you're feeling is to get out there and connect. Yes, it may be scary at first. Yes, you may get rejected or even feel rejected. Yes, you may not know what you're doing in 2023 out there, either trying to date or connect with people. But if you get out there and at least start doing it, the universe will move everything into place and start providing you with opportunities and relationships and, you know, the right people. Also, spend some time out in the sun this week. You know, go out, and even if you just do the pantomime sun bath, I wouldn't recommend, like I normally recommend, doing that naked in the moonlight. So if it's in the sunlight, obviously it's broad daylight. Unless you have like a bunch of property where no one will see you, I would suggest, you know, wearing some clothes. Vici! Nice! I'm here in Mexico. You were right. I had to hold on for a bit for my situation to improve. Dragon, look up.
Yeah, I did. I didn't see it. So just repeat it for me, okay?
I was surprised that deer didn't run. I was thinking he's also a deer whisperer. That's one of the things I said to him. I'm like, you're a deer whisperer. I believe he has a special connection with animals. Like I said, I'm not much of an animal person, wild animal or domestic animals. Just like I wasn't raised with pets and things like that. So for me, that's amazing. Like animals always want to come to me. Domestic, like dogs, cats, they always come to me. But I've never like, you know, had like an interest. I know, Melissa. I know. I'm getting it cut this weekend, but I'm not like chopping it. I'm just getting it like fixed. You see how it's all like blah. I might put the blue wig on yet. I'm just saying. Maybe I will. Who's next?
Jules.
So Mark, he did not see your question. He was looking for it. So
yeah.
Jules, let's go with Queen Mab.
Next line before I ask.
I asked you a question. Do you want me to repeat it? I did the replay.
Yes, I did the replay.
Are we just not seeing it on
is that
StreamYard? Gemma, you must not have read my email yet, but I still get what you described. Yeah, I have not. I'm so sorry. I told you, like, I only check emails like very, very, I try to do it twice a week, but never works out that way. Yeah, there's no question here from you on StreamYard, except for you saying that you had asked him a question. Ow, I just pulled my own hair.
Ouch.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
I had to keep saying that Friday and Saturday night.
I can't believe they actually gave us limited monetization for him sharing my video on Saturday night. So I'm like, you know what? Just not monetizing Ghost Dragon stuff anymore. I lose less than $1 by not monetizing it. So no big.
That's all.
All right, who's after New England? I'm sorry.
Okay, Jules.
Yes, Vici. As soon as you come in, honey, you're put on the list. So don't worry about that. And then if we call you and you ever didn't want one, you just say pass.
Yeah, YouTube and certain persons just don't like me. That's all right.
They tried doing it to afternoon talk as well.
I know.
But I asked them to review the one from last week too, but they still limited it, and afternoon talk got put back because we didn't even talk about anything on afternoon talk. We just like joked around. All right. Oh, this is one of the cards I pulled for myself, Jules. The Forgeries of Jealousy, card number 41. I did a 7-card spread for myself as soon as I got these earlier. Step out of the illusion. Jules, jealousy, envy, or comparison is currently coloring your perspective and showing you an unreal vision of the world and your place in it. As a social creature, it's natural to compare yourself to others, but sometimes you become blinded by the false narratives that arise in response to these comparisons. That's what's happening now. Extricating yourself from this mental trap is actually quite simple and can even be instantaneous. Here's how. Question the story you're telling. And tell yourself a new one. For example, you may believe that when someone is thriving according to external and measurable factors, they are thriving exactly as much as they appear to be. They have no problems and everything is permanently great for them. Believing this story sets you up to feel that you can never measure up. In fact, this is never true. Everyone suffers and everyone has challenges that they cannot see, or that you cannot see, sorry. Or you may believe that if someone else has something you want, it makes it less likely that you can also have what you want. But someone else having something you want is actually proof that you can have what you want. Change the story and your experience will change. Smile to yourself and say, what the goddess has provided for so-and-so, she now provides for me and more. Sometimes your jealousy may fabricate a story that a friend or significant other is being deceitful or loves someone else more than they love you. That's why, before you react, it's important to take the time to discover what's actually true rather than what your jealousy attempts to convince you is true. Regardless of the form the forgery may take, the reality is that you have plenty, the world is beautiful, and there is much to be grateful for. The more you believe that, the truer it will get. So you need not be miserly about love, abundance, belongings, or anything else, for as one wind of fortune recedes, another is already on its way. Worry not and fret no longer about what others are experiencing. Look instead to the endless breezes of blessings continuing blowing your way. Don't wait. At this very moment, remove your focus from the illusion of lack and open your eyes to the reality of luck. What you choose to see will multiply. And hey, what's up, Pammy girl? And like what you choose to see will multiply. That goes both ways. So if you're always thinking negatively, and I don't mean you personally, I just mean human beings in general, then all we're going to see is negative. So everything's going to seem like it's only negative, right? Oh, email. Okay. Yeah, like if you can only focus on the negative, all you're going to see obviously is negative because that's what you're focusing on. The universe is saying like it's aware that a lot has gone wrong and things seem like you may be feeling unlucky or cursed or something like that. But the universe is saying try to flip it around. What if, you know, think of something negative that's happened to you recently. What if I wasn't burgled? You know, there has to be a lesson in that, right? if you can look at it from the perspective of there being a lesson in anything negative that happens to you, and I know that's really hard to do a lot of the time. I have trouble with it myself. Remember, I'm not the one giving the messages here. But if you can try to look at things through that lens, I feel like your life is going to get so much better because you're going to be focusing on the positive, so you'll see more positive. Yes, slow motion. When I read for you and I listened afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to ask about the dog. Jules, I don't see this as you being jealous, like envious of someone. I just feel like kind of the same thing I said to New England Dirt Roadie. And kind of, I'm actually going through something like this too recently, where I look at people that, you know, I know for a fact they are not good people by the way they behave, by the things that they do, the things that they've done, their failure to be able to look inward. And they seem to get everything that they want the minute they want it. And I'm working hard and trying to be a good person. And I feel like I can't get the simplest things, like literally the basic necessities of life that are, in my opinion, that's what they are. So while I understand it, I will say that I started to get proactive, and this is what the universe is suggesting that you do. Try finding the lessons in every single negative thing, or actually negative thing that's happened to you. Just go in the past 2 weeks. And I feel like if you can change the perspective from one of lack to one of abundance, you'll start seeing more abundance, recognizing where there is abundance when you never would have before, and things can really flip around for you. Do that in the next week or two and get yourself used to it and see how much more blessed you start feeling rather than cursed.
Richard Elmore.
Slow motion. If you're going to leave early though, let us know. Okay. So that I can make sure to read for you. Richard Elmore, I'm going to use the healing spirits. He had one too many ghosts in it. Crash Steel said, I felt like there was challenging energy around me last week. I refused to give it power, and so far things have been on the up and up. Yeah, and you know, that can be a really hard thing to do. But once we do that once and we see how things start looking better, we can train ourselves for that to be our initial reaction. The Lionsgate portal, Venus in retrograde, the solar flares, everything going on with the collective, guys. It's no wonder we're all drained and feeling out of sorts. Spirit healers and helpers are with you. Card number 11. Okay, yeah. There we go. Richard, you are always connected to healing spirits, and no matter what is holding you down or back, they are there to help you get back up and get on with your life. Don't be afraid to use their power for yourself or to help others. They're telling you that the compassion they give doesn't just make the weak strong, it also makes the strong even stronger, especially when you know in your heart that your intentions are good, pure, and true. Feel spiritual healing power in you and around you and use it to its full capacity. Yeah. Richard, you're going through a tough time with the loss of your father, and I can't even imagine what that feels like, especially not being able to connect. You're not a medium, and I want you to know that this card is not only talking about like guides and your team, it's also talking about your dad. And I said to you before, like, he's in a better place. He lived a long life, 82. He's definitely there with you, walking you through this process. Okay. So if you need him or if you need guidance of any kind, just talk out loud. We have this thing as human beings where we think there's this separation between us and spirit, and there's really not. All you have to do is talk out loud to your guardian angels, to your spirit team, to your higher self, to your deceased loved ones, to your ancestors, to God, if that's what you believe in, to the universe. Tell them, tell he or she, tell them how you feel and be very specific in what you need. Okay. And the universe or whoever, whatever it is that you're talking to, will do its very best and get involved as much as it can to make these things happen for you. Please remember that going forward, especially in the next week or two, that your manifestation powers are going to be super on point. And I feel like you will be distracted by the loss of your dad and by other things. You know, life just gets distracting sometimes and it's hard to focus. If you can really focus in on what you want and maybe how to get it, the universe will reward you, and the universe will start putting people, places, things right in your direct path so that you barely have to do anything to meet these people, to gain these opportunities, okay, to make these connections. Barely have to do anything. Not you have to do nothing. I think it's me being adopted that has made me angry for years. I've not forgiven neither biological parent. Andrew, I'm so sorry that that's something that you've lived with. I'm someone who's given a child up for adoption, but it was probably a much different situation. As someone with severe abandonment issues, I definitely understand. And if that's something that you're struggling with, like, that could definitely be it, because the universe is telling you, like, the only one you're hurting is yourself. You have to make peace with it and try your best to move on from it. Life with Bobby, Val SWPA, Sasquatch Confessions. If any of you guys are here, please let us know, because y'all three are next and we're going to move on if not.
You'll give you a couple minutes. Or not a couple minutes, but a little bit of time.
Mark says, Ghost, I take back what I called you at the start of the chat. Great big good dragon.
Yeah, you don't want her off my. You don't want to let her off my chain. Get me mad. You might get a burnt butt. No, you're fine, dude. You're all good.
Life
and
with Bobby.
Perfect. She's next.
I'm going to use the Heal Yourself Oracle. I can't be close to you.
Thank you for letting us know you're here.
I'll settle for the ghost of you. I miss you more than life.
Val's here too. Cool breeze. Sasquatch, let me know. I'll put you on hold until you show up.
Some people might have went over to Bigfoot. Isn't Long Island Bigfoot streaming?
I think. Let me check.
I don't think so, though. I only think that because you said it.
Yeah, I thought he was, because sometimes he does on Wednesdays. And I thought he said yesterday he was streaming. But I could be wrong.
All right, Life with Bobby.
Nope, he's not.
Say what you mean. Card number 18. Say what you say, but say how you say it whenever you be saying it. Because I don't know how Eminem says that one. I wish I... Did you guys ever hear the song by Eminem, Say What You Say? Say what you say, how you say it, whenever you're saying it. Just remember that you were saying when you was... I don't know. Never mind. That's one I cannot get. That has nothing to do with me. Oh, that was Arisha. I was going to say, I thought that we were sending her something, but that was Arisha. And remind me, Paranormal Pixie, at the end of stream, if you're around, or maybe tomorrow, so I can send you Casey's address information and Arisha's. Yeah, Andrew, and that's totally understandable, especially as a grown man. Like, there's got to be a part of you that feels missing. The insanity that I grew up in, I always wished that I was adopted. Like, I was always like, my real family's going to come get me, you know, at some point. And of course it made me who I am, and I don't feel resentful like that now. But I can't imagine if I didn't meet my daughter and get to talk to her and tell her. She still doesn't know the exact, like, why I actually did it. She knows a little bit of it, but I would never tell her the truth because it would be traumatic. But Yeah, I don't know. Nobody can judge you for those feelings either. And I feel like you just kind of have to find a way to work through it as best as you can so it no longer affects you. Do you know what I'm saying? Life with Bobby. Take some time to clarify what you need to communicate and to whom. Honest communication begins with you. Take a moment to connect within and ask yourself, in what area of your life are you hiding and denying how you feel? Are there things that are not working? Does your relationship with your partner need revamping? Who are the people in your life that you must be honest with? This is your opportunity to take back your power and share clearly, wisely, and honestly what does and does not work for you. When you feel vulnerable, you can be easily swayed to say what you feel the other person wants to hear in order to keep the peace. The message of this card is that you need to say what you really mean, whether someone else likes it or not. There he is, Long Island Bigfoot. So, okay. Life with Bobby, I do feel like, a lot of us in this community, and I always say it, like, I would rather lay on my back and go like this, literally, than have confrontation or conflict. That's how I used to be, okay? Until I stepped into my power and realized that I'm a human being with emotions and I have the right to have those emotions. As long as I'm not being cruel or abusive towards anyone else, I'm allowed to say what I feel. I'm allowed to express my wants, needs, desires, opinions. I'm allowed to state facts. It's our right as humans. Okay, so I feel like going along to get along in your situation right now is not, no, Lara, I know that. And I appreciate it very much. It's not going to work. Something here, Life with Bobby, needs to be said. Okay, even if you still want to go around, and I'm moving around so much because my foot fell asleep, even if you still want to go around, pacifying people and just not dealing with the drama, there is someone here that you absolutely must speak your mind to. And you can do that with kindness and grace and dignity. Okay. Don't let anyone make you act outside of your normal character. If you can help it. When dealing with narcissists, that's really, really hard because they purposely want you to do that. And they're really good at pressing buttons. Still say what you mean though. If you don't want to do something, don't do it, okay? Because you're only going to end up being bitter and resentful. And if the other person has no idea that you're feeling this way and you're holding a grudge over it, like, you need to talk that out. I do feel like this is connected to some sort of toxicity though. Like, you always seem to be the one, like maybe you walk on eggshells, like, and you feel that you really can't. You can say it. Like in my case, it's like I feel like I can say whatever I want, but the other person isn't going to listen or abide by or consider it anyway. So why bother? And the why bother comes in Life with Bobby when it's like you still sometimes just need to express it. You still need to get it out. And I feel like in the next week or two, if you don't, this situation is going to become so incredibly toxic. It's going to like self-destruct. So if there's any part of you that wants to save this relationship, you can confront someone in a non-confrontational way, right? Sounds like an oxymoron, but it's actually quite true. You can speak calmly, clearly, concisely. We are all people pleasers in this community for the most part, but we have to get out of that. State your boundaries, enforce your boundaries, and say how you feel. You have the right to do that. And if someone is making you feel like you do not have the right to do that, you need to, number one, reconsider that relationship. And number two, understand that you absolutely have every right to feel how you feel, say what you say, need what you need, want what you want, think what you think, regardless of anything else. If someone is not going to love you, care about you, be in your life, spend time with you, do things for you, simply because you don't agree with them about something, then good. Boy, bye. Girl, bye.
Goodbye.
Miss Smoochie, Mr. Blue Crossroads.
Okay, Val's next.
All right, Val. I am going to use Aether Creatures. Yeah, Long Island Bigfoot said, I've walked on so many eggshells on part rooster. Like, when you have to start a conversation with, babe, I don't want to upset you, but, because anything that comes after, like, anything you say is going to upset the other person. So you feel like you have to preface it with that. I'm to the point now where, like, when I say that, the other person's like, yeah, but we both know that's not true. And it's like, no, it really is true. That's why I'm saying it. Like, I know that this is going to upset you, but that is not the reason I'm saying it. You know, I'm saying it because it needs to be said and because it's true or because it's how I feel. But I notice with narcissists too, though, you cannot talk about your feelings. You have to speak in facts. Spit straight facts. Mark's adopted as well. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's got to be really traumatic. Yeah, just voice them. You can do it. Like I said, do it gracefully. Nobody can hold that against you. If you say, you know, it really bothers me when you do that. Just putting it out there, just so you know. That's not demanding anything of the other person. That's not taking anything from them. That's not even wanting anything from them. That's just stating that something that they're doing is bothering you. Leave it on them. Don't be like, oh, I wish you would stop doing that. You know, just be like, when you do that, this is how it makes me feel. Or this is what happens to me. That's a good way to weed people out too. Are they going to change the behavior if it's something easily changed? They can't change it just so that it doesn't make you uncomfortable. Alrighty. I'm trying to find the name again of the person. Val.
You should have yelled at me.
Let's do slow motion and after this, because he's going to be going to bed soon, and I have to remember to ask about the dog. Okay. All right, Val. These cards are so hard to shuffle. All right, they all just, guys, I'm sorry, give me a minute. Like 15 of them just fell out, and then I was about to pull one, but all right. There's like 85 cards here, that's why. Leave it to Teal Swan. I was watching a documentary about her, and she hired a person to come in and investigate her spiritual retreat. Because people were accusing her of being a cult leader, that she was trying to like run a cult. Okay. So she hires this woman to come in to assess the situation and prove that she's not a cult. The woman told her, like, I have my doubts. I'm going to need more information because this is cult-like behavior that you're doing here and that you're putting people through. And she's like, you know what? Keep the money. Never mind. We don't need your expert opinion anymore. Yeah. Card number 8, Orb. I've never pulled this one before. Ooh, number 9 is the Djinn. All right. If the orb has come to you right side up, it is a calling to increase your personal frequency. You and everything around you are made of energy that vibrates at a specific frequency. Right now, you need to think, say, and do things that cause your personal frequency to rise. It is also a message that no awareness or correct answer can come to you from the current vibrational set point that you're at. The good news is that your emotions will indicate to you how well you are doing at this. If your frequency begins to increase in the circumstance, you'll begin to feel better. The orb does not support you to go into denial. It does no good to think that you are doing better now than you actually are. In fact, it's only by knowing where you really are and how you really feel that you can make the best choice as to what would raise your frequency from where you are with what you have. For example, it may increase your frequency to express your emotions, even if that means something like singing along to really angry music. What would be the best way to increase your vibration? Feel relief or feel good. It might be getting into water, journaling, or listening to specific music. It might be getting a massage, eating something nourishing, or going on a walk or a run. It might be talking the situation out with someone who makes you feel better or who can provide a good objective perspective, or perhaps writing down a long list of the positive aspects of the situation you're in. Would dropping your focus on the situation for a bit make you feel better or worse? Let that dictate what you choose to do in order to feel better and thus increase your frequency. Having to increase your frequency does not mean something's wrong with you or that you did anything wrong. It simply means It simply means you need to take pressure off of yourself and prioritize feeling better in order to approach the situation at hand from the right frequency mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Once you have increased your vibration, if the answer you seek did not already come to you, feel free to consult this or any oracle deck again about the question. Let your intuition tell you what tool is the right one for gaining awareness at this time. Slow motion, stick around because you're next. Val. This is exciting, right? This is very exciting because you are in a phase right now where you're ready to come out of a dark night of the soul and into awakening. We have many spiritual awakenings throughout our lives. Some of them are major, massive, mega, and some of them are teeny tiny. And I feel like this is a big one for you. The end of some sort of cycle in your life, the end of something that no longer serves you. It could be a relationship with a person that no longer serves you, as well as a relationship not serving you anymore. I feel like you have a decision to make about something really, really important that whichever way you choose is going to affect you both positively and negatively in the long term. That's why it's such a hard thing to do. And the universe is saying, don't withdraw, don't procrastinate until the universe chooses for you, because you're going to be thrown right back into the dark night of the soul. If you can step aside, get some perspective, come from a higher vibrational place. So the one thing I always recommend to people with things like this, how to like kind of get there a little bit, what advice would you give to the person you loved most if they were in the situation you're in? Take that advice, follow it. Greatest way to raise your frequency is by knowing what you should do and doing it. Also, spending time with spirit. Okay, spirit, somebody recently deceased the last 50 years or so, possibly 20 years or so, trying to get a message through to you to help you along this situation, but you're very distracted, so you may not get those messages except for when you're sleeping or in meditation if you meditate. I cannot meditate. I can do guided meditations, so I started doing yoga. I'm going to do slow motion and paranormal pixie. Slow motion, Oracle of Visions. I'm sure Blue Crossroads and Nutslap won't mind. Oh, Larry, you're coming back? We can do it when you come back then, honey. Only if you're definitely coming back, though. Oh, right. Slow motion. You got card number 42. I should have used the animal spirit. But this is what your team picked. Ambition, goals, inspiration. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. This card is about setting a target, a goal, something to strive for, finding a purpose. Motivated by need or ambition, we now have something to aim for. Success in your chosen field. A young performer lays on the floor in an almost fetal position, possibly exhausted or at the point of giving up. Despite the constant effort and repetition she has put into her endeavor so far, she's once again questioning herself. Will she ever be good enough? Will she ever make it? Despair, doubt, and frustration cloud her progress. Possibly her efforts are hampered further by other limitations, physical or mental, or possibly outside factors. Other commitments distract her or compete for her time. It's easy enough to dream and establish goals. The question now is whether that dream is realistically achievable or a distracting oasis that will simply torment but never be reached. So, first of all, let's talk about the dogs. Slow motion, the universe is saying absolutely all systems go with the dogs as long as you're sure that you really are able, willing, and capable to take care of pets right now, and you're not just trying to distract yourself from something else that's going on. Like, there are people out there like this, and there's no judgment. I don't shame anybody for anything. Y'all know me. That just like want company, but they don't actually like feel like taking care of a dog or an animal in the long term. I don't think that's you, because we've actually talked about this a little bit in past streams when we were talking about animals and pets when I was dealing with Ralphie Boy. So yes, on the dogs, as long as you realize it's like a lifetime commitment for the entirety of the dog's life. Now, another thing going on here is I feel like I said this to someone else before too. It's like you put so much time, so much effort, so much thought, so much energy into something, and it's still not happening for you. And you could be feeling as though it's time to give up and move on to something else. You don't want to waste any time anymore. I understand it. Believe me, I'm 40 and I'm like, I have no time to waste. I've wasted so much of my life. But the universe is saying this endeavor, this person, this relationship, this job, whatever it is that you're ready to give up on, stick it out just a little bit longer, because it's going to work out for you. And playing through the pain and pushing through when it gets really hard is what's going to make what and or whoever this is, slow motion, so much more worth it, because you're going to understand how much it took for you to get this opportunity, get this job, get this relationship, whatever the case may be. It's not time yet to give up. Check back next week and I'll let you know. But no matter how frustrating, find ways like taking your dog for a walk or to the dog park or just petting a dog. Find ways to distract yourself right now from giving up, from those negative, self-deprecating, kind of useless feeling that you're never going to get to where you need to be in this situation, a relationship with this person, because you are almost there. You are almost there. Scott, what's up? Who's next?
Slow motion.
That was slow motion.
Oh, it was? Gosh. Did you ask about the dog? So I was paying attention to what I was left off here.
Yeah, I just gave a whole reading about the dog.
Okay. Well, Miss Pixie, I think, said to wait till she came back.
Yeah, I didn't know she was coming back. Jarvis. Speaking of spirits with and mediums, we are getting a new Psych movie next year. Loved that show. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just trying to figure out. Okay, Blue Crossroads.
Blue Crossroads, I got to use the fairy tale deck for you. Guys, I'm going to be starting September readings next week. I needed a week off because I was doing readings like crazy. I love it because so many of you guys purchased one. Don't forget, August is the last month for a half price reading. And some people have been upset with me because I raised my prices. Now, I did have a typo in the description box where it said a 1 hour long reading with me was $1,000. Obviously, I did not mean that. I did go in and fix it if you guys are looking for prices. When I do, I'm going to still do, it's not going to be called half price readings, but I'm still going to do $20 readings here and there, guys. But I did raise my prices a little bit. Don't, hold it against me. But if you see that, it is different. But as most of you know, if you tell me what you have, I will usually work with you if I can. If I don't have 50 readings to do, of course, I'll do it. Slow Motion says, Gem, you make scary sense. So August, thank you, sir. Thank you. August is the last month for right now of half price readings for September. So make sure you get that $20 to my PayPal or Cash App so you can get your name on the list. Mark says, Gemma, on short topics, I have ITD, mobility, and not allowed open flames where I live at. Still have sharp mind. Live mostly through Mike and my friend that I gave my horse to. What can I do to improve? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could really put something together. Like, I always do a variety of things. I can never stay focused on one thing, right? So I'm going to do crystals and incense, essential oils, like Jules recommended. And I was kind of thinking crystals anyway. But spiritual topics like that, like how to get more connected, how to physically heal ourselves, how to maybe meditations or things like that. Yeah. I've got to go back and read your entire email, and I'm so sorry I didn't. It takes me a really long time. That's normally why I give people my phone number to text, because emails are just a hard way. But I will make sure that tomorrow I check emails and I read it, okay? Ghost Dragon's going to write it down and remind me. Please. Oh, Nutsup says $1,000, well worth it. I'm not quite there yet. I do definitely think it's worth it, but I would never charge $1,000. But people were like, what the heck? And I'm like, obviously it's a typo. Just ask. Do you know what I'm saying? Just ask. I obviously, I didn't go from $80 to $1,000. I was like, oh my gosh. Slow motion, sleep well, rest well, dream big and sweet. And a girl, you got a problem? Well, you might, but I know I do. Crystals and oracle decks are like my new addiction. All right, Blue Crossroads. You know the rhodonite skull that looks like Skeletor? I got ruby and zwasite ones. People call it zoisite, but I call it zwasite. Because I'm fancy and I'm stepping on my dress. So, ouch. I think I showed you guys this one already. My little amethyst alien. I'm getting one that's black obsidian. And this guy, I got to order like 5 more of these. They were so popular. Everyone wanted one. Isn't it beautiful? I love ruby zwasite. I always wear this little bracelet, this little ruby zwasite bracelet. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's purple. Gorgeous regardless. All right. Claude is purring again. Sent August 4th. Read the one. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go through and read them all. And again, I apologize. It's just, I try. Blue Crossroads, you got water and salt. This is a great card. It doesn't get pulled often. It's card number 44. And it is the card of truth. You caused me to be killed because I told you as I love. Nope. You caused me to be killed because I told you I loved you as much as salt and water. Now you have seen what it is to live without salt and water. When he asked each of his 3 daughters how much they loved him, they hastened to answer their father, the king. As much as my eyes, said the eldest daughter. As much as my heart, said the middle princess. And the youngest said, oh, as much as I love water and salt. The old king, who was proud and vainglorious, flew into a fury and demanded her death for disrespecting him. He called the executioner and had her taken away, ordering the poor soul to bring him his daughter's beating heart. And the sisters followed the executioner, and it was no trouble at all to persuade him to kill a little dog instead. And they hid their little sister far, far away within a cold and sunless cave. And so the executioner returned with the little dog's heart and the princess's torn gown, and the king hid his grief in pride and gave the elder princesses rewards to persuade them of his goodness. Yeah, it's a lot. I have to stop drinking Red Bull. I absolutely have to. I'm having heart palpitations. I can't breathe well, and but I can't, it's like I can't stop. So after this case, I swear I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm not even going to say here and there because I'm an addict. It's a part of my DNA, and I know that I'm not going to be able to stop at just one. Seriously, it's become a problem for me now. So yeah, I have like 8 left in the case, and I'm done. But the youngest princess left her cave each day and went out into the forest to gather wild berries and nuts. On these travels, she was found by a magician who took her to the nearest kingdom, and the king's son in that kingdom saw her and loved her, and she loved him too, and they vowed to love only each other forever. And when the kings from the countries were invited to a great feast, all were served fine foods, and only one was not served the water and the salt he needed to be clean, to taste, and to drink, and to quench the terrible thirst within him. And his grief for his daughter had so cruelly murdered in his prideful anger was so deep and denied that it had already sent him quite mad. But at the feast, even madder still was he driven by his need for salt and for water. She watched her father unable to eat, refusing all wine, and his face was filled with misery. And she stood before him, and her clear voice rang out through the great hall. Banish grief from your eyes, father, and look upon me. You caused me to be killed because I told you I loved you as much as salt and water. Now you have seen what it is to eat without salt and water. And her father, that proud king, saw the fine woman, the honest creature his daughter was, and his pride broke in two, and all the sorrow he had kept within poured forth. He began to sob, and his tears were made of the truest things in the world, salt and water. And he finally tasted the truth, that she had loved him truest and deepest, and that she knew what was needed in life. And he never was again the king ready to kill with pride. He had been broken by grief, but he had learned that truth and kindness are better than all the fulsome praise in the world. He became a better king and a good father, and he was wise at last, which was good for all who dwelled in all of the lands where this legend spread. The message of this card for you is that speaking the truth, the plain truth, is so often punished. And you may well be punished for saying what you know to be true, but in this time, it will have been more than worth it. Because the time to placate and please is over, Blue Crossroads. Saying it how it is and why it is will be the most healing action you could possibly take at this time. Simply be prepared that in the long term it will be rewarded, and in the short term you'll probably end up paying for it. But every moment of discomfort will have been worth it in the long run. The basic truth of love, unadorned, embellished truth, plain honesty, fundamentals of life, truth and clarity, what we need to survive. Love is not to be tested. Anger at pride, anger at being unloved is pride. Pride can kill. Jazz up my style. What is up? Yay, new people. Smoochie makes me incredibly paranoid. I would never be able to function. Baby UFO, what up, yo? Blue Crossroads, Blue Crossroads, Blue Crossroads, Blue Crossroads. What am I going to do with you? So we talked last week, if I remember correctly, or it could have been your personal. I won't get too personal, don't worry. 1 second. No, this is actually Intuitive Oracle. So I read from the book after I pull the card. And that was just happened to be a long one from the Fairy Tale Oracle. So it did sound kind of like a story time. But what I do is I'll pull in your spirit team and I'll channel some messages for you. Like, because if you read the same card for 50 people, you know, I've been doing this 2.5 years. It can't always be the same message from the book. And a lot of the time there are more messages that come in. But that's so cute because it did kind of, I could imagine walking in on that and thinking it was a story time. Yeah, Blue Crossroads, I don't feel like you're not telling the truth or you're not going to tell the truth. I just feel like there are people around you who are not going to want to hear it, especially in the next week or two. And I believe we've discussed this a little bit either in your reading last week or like I said in the personal, where it's like, for some reason, there are certain people in your life who are trying to hold you back or who think something that you're doing or thinking or feeling, wanting, needing, whatever, saying is a bad idea. And it doesn't matter what they think, though. You are a grown man. You know what you want. You have the ability to go out and get it or to at least pursue it. And for some reason, they're doing everything in their power to try to hold you back because they don't want to move on, right? They don't want to, if you end up being really happy, right, then they don't know the role they're going to play in your life because they think that they're there for you to lean on, right? They don't realize that friendship is in happiness and in sadness, kind of like a marriage in sickness and in health. I feel like this card is just telling you, like, don't pull any punches in the next week or two. And if you have to draw a hard line with somebody or with several people, go ahead and do it. It may be bothersome in the beginning when they're mad at you and you may feel like you're like losing some friends or family. Doesn't matter. The universe will give everything back tenfold. And if they're really your friends or family and they really love you like salt and water, they will come back. Ooh, really? Thank you. Baby UFO said, Gemma Jade, aloha. I wish one wish list item on the way. My Amazon wish list gift link in the description box, guys. Thank you so much for every time you guys send me something. Jazz up my style. You're very welcome. It is free. There's a suggested donation. You could donate, but I know not everyone has money all of the time to donate. And especially when it's your first time here, don't worry about it. Just see what it's all about and if it's for you. And hopefully it is for you and you come back and hang out with us every Wednesday. So who's after Blue Crossroads?
We're going to do Nut Slap, and then if Jazz Up wants hers, we'll go ahead and do hers so she can get a taste of what's going on.
Alrighty. So Nut Slap, I am going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. I have that Justin Bieber song Ghost in my head. If I can't be close to you, I'll settle for the ghost of you. Gemma's teaching me to shut my effing mouth. Jazz up my style. Well, then welcome. And we're so glad you could join us. Oh, she's getting emotional. Believe it or not, though, that happens to a lot of people that come in for the first time. And it happens to a lot of people who get a reading, especially if it's been a while, if it's been the first time. And before I read for you, I'm going to read for our friend Nutslop in here. But I will say this, if you start getting emotional and if you start crying or shaking or feel overwhelmed, that is really perfectly normal because it's you connecting. I pull in your spirit team. So your higher self, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, deceased loved ones, otherworldly attachments, all of that good stuff, the energies and entities that are with you at all times. Okay. You just a lot of the time aren't aware of them. So I will pull them in, and the messages sometimes will make you cry and get very emotional because you've known it subconsciously for so long that these messages have been trying to penetrate. And now you're finally hearing someone else say it. And it could end up hitting you hard, but it's very, very normal. When someone else reads for me, because it's hard for me to read for myself, I actually cry, 99% of the time. So yeah, it's because you're deeply connecting. Your vibration is connecting finally to the spirit around you, to your team who loves you and who wants to look after you and who wants to help you. You're finally connecting with them through me. That's why I'm an oracle. I make that connection for you. And it can be very overwhelming, but very refreshing as well. So it's nothing bad if that happens. And this stream has high energy. Everyone in here is really sweet and welcoming, and I'm tearing up now talking about how amazing they are. And that happens to a lot of people, so don't feel bad. Nut slap, apparently the Oshi, I don't know how to pronounce it, AOSSI, in we're slow motion when you need them in Irish. So it's the card of disconnection. It's card number 41, and it is dangerous. So scandalous. He's so dangerous. I don't know what's going on. Oh, real quick, guys. I felt so special. I think it was yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. So let me just tell you this quick story. So y'all know I didn't raise my son Damien that most of you met. My mom did. And my stepdad. So I didn't get to do a lot for him, like in my addiction, and just I was very young when I had him. And so he got stranded at a friend's house the other day. And my mom does not know how to use apps and like do Uber and all that. And he didn't have money. So my mom called me, and I felt so special that I got to send my son an Uber and like help out. It was a good mom moment. Now, I'm not to say I was happy with the situation, but I was very proud to be able to help him out. It was like a proud mom moment. Like, that's why I love being sober, because I was able to do something like that for my son. Yeah, you will wait, Nutslap. You'll wait and you'll like it. All right. Request. Yes, request. Respect the land, and especially the land you live upon. Find comfort and joy in the changing of the seasons and the green places you come into contact with. Protect and defend Mother Earth. Before you attack someone, Nutslap, make sure you have all sides of the story. The Eyes She, I don't know how to pronounce it, or Fae-like creatures from Celtic and Gaelic mythos. Most likely, they are the ancestors of the Tuatha De Danann, an ancient Celtic mythical race of deities, or the people of the goddess Dan, who were mentioned in the complex world of Irish mythos. In some ways, this is a tragic story, with the people being forced to retreat into other land, a kind of parallel universe, to escape the coming of the mortal invaders from over the seas. To survive, the Aoshi found sanctuary within the gentle spaces between the human and other world, a place of fairy rings and forts, caves, and magic. As these folks are living within the layers of the land and between worlds too, they are incredibly protective of their homes and their biomes in which they live. Trees, meadows, a mound, a certain rock or lock, a small spring, a small hill, or a particular tree could indeed be theirs, and to destroy or damage the area could be detrimental to the human who does it. Should someone cut down a tree that is theirs, or say leave a cart on a certain area of fragile moss, the Aoshi may enact revenge, or at least move the cart somewhere else. Revenge could mean something as simple as losing an object precious to you, to having your home literally burnt down, your cow's milk dry up, or someone in your family being kidnapped. The latter could involve them swapping your human child out for a changeling and you never getting your human child back for your wrongdoing. I talk about that in my first book, Missing the Fae Theory. The best idea is to live harmoniously with the Aoshi and be mindful of how and where you tread. Being in simpatico with nature, respecting all things is a good way to not get yourself into any trouble, accidental or otherwise. Even being respectful as to how you refer to them helps. For example, calling them the good people or the fair folk, which is, a lie. I'm just saying. It's important to leave little gifts and offerings, food, honey, flowers, cream, or precious stones out for the good people as a sign of respect at dawn and dusk. as these are transitional times when you're more likely to encounter them. The festivals of Midsummer, Beltane, and Samhain were special times for the Aoshi, as they were times of profound change in magic for both human and fairies. As people traveled along the roads toward the gathering places for the midsummer solstice, it was said that the Fae were on the roads too, ready to lead astray those who do not respect and connect with the land as they pass through it. We know that by respecting and connecting with the good people, many places in Ireland were never harmed, deforested, or paved over because of the myth of the Aoshi and the mindset that came with trying to live in harmony with them. This conservation of green areas can only be a good thing and something that they would always approve of. Plant companion foxglove, crystal companion amethyst, or yellow amethyst. I'm excited. I want green amethysts too. So, okay. This could be about, respecting the land, right? I don't see you though going out and damaging a forest, right? Like, you're not going to do that. What I'm seeing here, Bat Mom, thank you. Bat Mom said, yeah, Gemma gave my son a reading and he cried. I'm telling you, it happens so much. All right. Nut slap. This is more about what I'm getting is a little off book. So it's about being respectful when confronting people. And not only that, but knowing all sides of the story. I feel like you could be being pinned or pitted against somebody right now. And you may not see it as that, but it's like somebody is talking poop about somebody else. And you're like, oh my gosh, really? And because you trust this person, you don't even bother to look into it or ask the other person if they did it, if they said it, why they did something. I also feel that somebody may have done something to you, or you perceive that they did something to you and you're upset about it and angry, but you're not asking them why they did it. Now, if you ask someone why they did it and they're a complete piece of poop, or they don't answer you or something, then have at it, get angry. But remember, the universe looks at us and raises or lowers our vibrational frequency by how we react and or respond to people. So even if someone did you dirty, how you respond and or react to that is going to be on you. I say your karma, but only for lack of a better word. There's something that you're not seeing. I feel like you took something as a slight or as a misdeed or something done towards you or to you, when the other person probably doesn't even realize that you see it that way. So if you've been disconnected with someone that you really cared about, or that, you suddenly find yourself thinking differently about, reach out to them and ask them how they're doing, what's going on. And you may get a deeper look into exactly what's happening. Also, maybe a small gift, a rose or a flower, depending on who it's for, and maybe an apology if necessary. Now, if this person, like I said, is just a piece of crap to you and that's how they behaved, you still have an obligation to yourself to act in grace and dignity and come from a place of love and kindness. So if you feel like you cannot do that, then maybe don't approach them and just find a way to get through it, get over it, and move forward. Stephen, are you okay?
Mm-hmm. I took meds. I'll be okay. Next is Jazz Up.
Jazz Up My Style. I absolutely love that name, by the way. I wore my pretty dress today, so it's interesting you came in. Usually I'm in a tank top or t-shirt.
And I'm the one that looks good.
I had my total Nicki Minaj blue wig on when we started. And then I was like, I'll save that for the pre-recorded. I felt like a goddess in this dress, in that wig. Don't do that. All right, guys, give me one sec. I lost a deck because I have no room. 5-bedroom house and no room.
I'll always be a ghost dragon. I'm a little smoky, yes, but I'm a smoky ghost.
That sounds like a great name for a rock band. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to, I'm probably going to wear the blue wig for the Monday's upload. So I upload a video every Monday at 11. But I will post pictures. If you're subscribed, I will post pictures in the community tab of what it looked like later. I love Nicki Minaj. I love Lady Gaga. And I've always wanted to be so outgoing to like wear an obviously wiggy wig because I'm comfortable in it, but I'm also insecure. So you're very welcome. Nicki Minaj is not trash. You must be thinking of Cardi B. I want a Nicki Minaj pop. I got Britney Spears and MGK. All right. Smoky Ghost with hot fudge, right? It sounds like something super cool.
Our dog name is Puff. Puff the magic dog.
Thank you. So Jazz Up My Style, I get them super cheap off Temu and Amazon, and some of them like are obviously like wigs. You know, some of them are like look more natural. But for me, it's like I'm 40 years old. I don't want to be bleaching and dyeing my hair blue. I'd rather wear a wiggy wig. It's only YouTube, right? I wonder who Dale Baggio is. Lucky was an understatement from last week with as much challenges were overcome, everything turning out okay. I'm so glad. Listen, nut slap. Baby UFO, so good for you. And I told you it was coming, right? And like a few readings, we talked about that. Like all is going to seem lost. Nut slap. So.
You know, it comes in just to give you a hard time, right?
My taste in music goes from turn that up to please don't judge me. Like I have Frankie Lyman in the Teenagers, Johnny Cash, Britney Spears, MGK, Nicki Minaj, and of course, Bruce Springsteen. Singer from Missing Persons. I don't know who that is. All right. Jazz. Snow the product. So, okay. You got Rooster Mama. Chin nut slap. Dale was the drummer for Missing Persons and husband of the lead singer. I don't know what Missing Persons is.
It's an old 80s band.
I'm going to say I'm an 80s baby, guys. Not that 80s, old. 90s. Not old like all of you. Yeah, Jazz, it's like it depends on my, you know. And right now I've got Justin Bieber in my head. Yes, my cousin reminds me, the New Kids on the Block. I literally thought I was one. You guys saw the hat last week, right?
I was going to say that.
When Ghostdragonzw showed the picture of me when I was 7. All right. Jazz, in a world where we are taught we need permission to do pretty much anything, it takes guts to decide to give yourself unconditional permission to be unconditionally yourself. We were just talking about this. When you do, however, an exhilarating sense of freedom, excitement, and happiness will bubble up from within you. Permission to be strangely beautiful, weirdly wonderful, and divinely eccentric creates charisma, energy, and inspired ideas. Your own opinion of yourself becomes more important than the voices of fear that want to control you because they're afraid of the power inside of you. You have compassion for that which is enslaved by fear, but you don't buy into it. Rooster Mama sees this divine defiance in you, and how it empowers you to make your own choices, to choose your own consciousness, the power to live your life in whatever way you see fit, whether others understand it or not. When the Oracle of Rooster Mama appears, you're being encouraged to break with tradition, even your own. It's time to shake things up a bit, redefine yourself, even if that means letting things get a bit wild in the henhouse for a little bit. She reminds you to be bold, to be proud, and to strut your stuff. We literally were just talking about this. Rooster Mama brings news of a birth of something new that will be unlike anything you've ever experienced before. She protects you as you explore and experiment with the most unique, individualistic, and confident creative expression of you in your life. So be optimistic, for the light is on its way to you now, and it is, or very soon will be, time to step forward with your own unique vision and voice, which will ring loud and true through the darkness and call forth the light. Okay. Oh my gosh, me too, Scott. I was like 8 or 7 even when I went to New Kids on the Block. What's poppin'? Bathing the monsters. All right, Jazz. What this card is saying is you may not be feeling these things now, right? Like overly expressive. Like I was just talking about, like I'm wearing a fairy dress and I was going to wear blue hair, right? Why? Because I felt comfortable. I felt like a goddess. And then the insecurities kicked in of certain people, you know, even including my husband, like, ew, blue hair, or that dress is too low cut. Not just him, but like a lot of people, the way I was raised. And I took the wig off because I rethunk it, right? When I should have just worn it and just been happy in how I looked. And I feel like that's what the universe is saying to you. It's like, don't overthink things. If you feel like something is right, then it's right for you. That doesn't mean to act or behave recklessly or to do dangerous things, but I feel like these are small changes you've been wanting to make for a really long time. Here's the thing. We don't really know who we are until we test out who we are. You know, am I someone that wears big blue hair and fairy dresses and just rocks it? I feel like I am. But how will I ever know if I don't do it, right? It's the same thing for you. It's like you want to be a certain way, or maybe you want to try out a new way of thinking. There's something here that you want to change, and it's a major change. But all you can think about is the fear of how others are going to perceive whatever this is. It could be something as big as you're quitting your job tomorrow and not telling your husband, you know, just using that as an example, because you want to go travel the country in a van and be an artist. Or something as simple as you want to do a 60-second Facebook Live wearing pink hair. Do you know what I'm saying? It can go from one extreme to the other. And even if if both those things and everything in between, the universe is saying, if you follow your heart, if you do what makes you happy, you will never go wrong. And pretty soon you're going to get the perfect opportunity to try out this new you, this new jazz, this new way of thinking, of being, of feeling, in the form of maybe a new friend group or a new person who already has these qualities that you so admire and want to be. It could literally be anything. And I don't know a lot about you, so I can't like really delve into too much detail, and it's only one card, but that is definitely what I see. The universe is giving you the go ahead, girl, like make those changes. You deserve to be happy. Okay. And anyone that is going to be unhappy with your happiness, even if someone, I'm going to go back to the blue hair, hates blue hair and thinks colored hair, the crazy colored hair is ridiculous, they should still love you, even if you have a crazy colored hair, right? Because they love you. So I always tell everyone in here, like, it's a good way to weed out the people that really don't belong in our lives is when we make drastic changes or drastic, even basic decisions for ourselves that we're happy with and proud of, and people suddenly don't want anything to do with us anymore. Guess what? Boy, bye, girl, bye. To thine own self be true. And I know that sounds very cliche, but it's not me giving the messages. It is your own personal spirit team who know you better than anyone else in the world. They know you better than you know you. In the next week or two, look out for opportunities to, like, say you always wanted to start a YouTube channel. You're going to get an opportunity to do that in the next week or two. You may not ever get another opportunity like the one that's coming in again. Sure, you can start one, but maybe you'll have someone with a big channel who's offering to help you. That's what happened to me. You never know. Take the opportunity. Ted Branston, what's up? Sorry, guys. I'm definitely getting sick.
The Batman.
Batmom, I'm going to use Heal Yourself. And Batmom, I've been thinking about you, praying on you, always, but since we spoke, so don't think, girl, that I'm not with you, okay? Have one, but going to start again. Start again. If that's something you want to do, start again. You never know the opportunity you can have. And I'll subscribe and I'll share your videos out. I don't have a huge channel, but I try to do that for the people in here. Learning how to walk again. Well, you keep going, okay? And recognize when someone shows you who they are, honey, believe them, okay? It doesn't matter who they said they were, who they pretended to be, or who you want them to be. Actions always speak louder than words. And remember this. I don't know why I'm being compelled to say this. Love is a word of action. Love can be something we feel. Yes, we feel love, but love is a verb. Love is something you do. I appreciate you. And you're very welcome anytime. We're here every Wednesday. We're here on Thursday. We don't do Oracle, though. We're here every other Monday. Monday pre-recorded uploads. I got a lot going on, girl. I got 3 books. All right. Well, Batmom, I guess your team means business. 2 cards fell out, but one of them is really standing out to me, and I'm going to take it. Victim consciousness, card number 12. I know, honey, but you know what? You cried all night and work sucked. You still got up. You still worked. You still did you. And that is one thing that you really have to keep doing. You have to stay focused on yourself, not in a selfish way, right? Because if you're not strong, then how are you going to be strong for anybody else? Old friend said she loved me, but had to cut her loose. And sometimes you do. And it's hard. It's really hard because we convince ourselves that everyone is like us in this community, light workers. Everyone has the same heart. Just because you would never ever steal from someone, that doesn't mean that they'll never ever steal from you. Just because you're not lying about how you feel doesn't mean that someone else isn't lying to you. And I think we have a really hard time coming to terms with that in this community. I know I do. All right, Bat Mom, card number 12. Bullocks. Stop blaming others and take responsibility for what you are creating. And this, usually we go off book with cards like these, so just hang out before you get mad. It's easy to think that life's unfair and point a finger at others. If you hear yourself saying life's unfair, bad things always happen to me, I'm not good enough, nobody cares about me, why me, I can't do what I want to do, etc., then you're losing your power, nourishing your victim aspect, and ascertaining your place in the victim's club. Your inner victim can stop you from moving forward by creating dramas, making you judge others, telling you that you don't deserve better, and keeping you stuck in a financial rut. You need to build your internal confidence, self-worth, and courage. Get out of your comfort zone and work on expanding and growing in all areas of your life. The light side of the victim archetype is the victorious part, which can help you to hold your power without getting angry and attacking others. It can also assist you to create healthy boundaries and act from a place of honesty, integrity, compassion, and love, baby. Expert. What's in a word? Somebody told someone in our stream that they shouldn't trust me because I'm not an expert. How does one become an expert in being a medium when they were born seeing dead people? And I'll tell you what, I've been reading almost 3 years and I've never once had anyone tell me they didn't know what I was talking about. They say it in the beginning sometimes, and then they'll come back like 2 weeks later and be like, oh, Gemma, guess what? It makes sense now. All right, Bat Mom. This isn't saying you're playing the victim. It seems like it is, but it's not. It's saying don't let yourself. There's a lot going on right now that could be overwhelming you. And the universe is giving you a warning. Like the moment you start to that woe is me or to feel bad, even for a second, unfortunately, you're at risk for going into that victim mentality. The universe is saying, stand strong in your power. Get out there and fight and never give up. And this is, Jazz, everybody. If you hear a message that, even if it's not specifically yours and it resonates with you, take it. Okay? You're meant to hear it tonight. Bat Mom, I feel like you could be getting overwhelmed. And in the next week or two, overwhelm could really start to take over, if you don't start at least trying to look at some positive aspects of your life. Even when things feel like poop and they're going poopily is a new word. I made it up today. There's still always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be proud of. And if there's not, find something. And that's kind of what the universe is saying. Like, yes, all of this crap is happening right now. But if all you do is focus on that crap, you're going to lose focus and you're going to lose sight of who you really are. Yeah, Melissa, poopily. Ow. I tried to give you an attitude and I hit my finger really hard. Salvador, what's up? Poopily is a word. I made it up just now.
That makes it official.
It's officially official, Bray. She said, I love poopily. Exactly. Okay. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Anybody else see Mean Girls?
Unfortunately, I have.
Robert Haywood Jr. You laughing at me, cuz? We're supposed to be blood. Okay, who's next? I don't know.
Watch it. She's got a shank.
Stop telling people I have a shank. It does sound like pretty. It sounds like sparkly poop, right?
Crash Steel is next. Guys are goofy. I thought I was goofy.
Crash, I'm going to use Oracle of Shadows and Light. He's laughing at poopily. I'm going to be using that now, just so you know.
I can hear you say that to your mother.
Mom, things have been going poopily.
She
Or
went,
that you know, you guys ever see that movie Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore? That movie aged like an avocado, huh? I watched it as an adult. Oh my god, creepy.
yeah,
But I was thinking of the guy who's like, it's gonna be Rufus. That's my new word. Tell everybody. Sprinkles fairy dust. All right, Crash. What's up, Miss Lara? Welcome back, sweetie. And I'll read for you next in case you have to leave, honey, okay? You too, Jazz. Welcome back anytime. And my email is in the description box if you wanted a personal reading or just to say what's up. Crash, Voodoo in Blue, back off. That's what it says. Card number 22. This fairy is letting you know it's time to back off from a person or situation that's not in your best interest, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually don't want in your life. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You know you've been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. Crash, Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. She was loud and clear, and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So she wants you to start trusting your own instincts again, to start valuing being honest above being nice. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell the person clearly that they need to stay away from you. And Voodoo in Blue stepping forward to speak within you confirms that your hunches have been ever so right all along. Voodoo in Blue speaks. Crash, you are doing so well right now that you may begin to attract some attention from people who are, quite simply, opportunistic. And you are being kind and wishing to help, and so I am going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like the bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic, and while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there's no pins in my voodoo doll, you, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come around for tea anytime soon. Your feelings are right about this one. You know what you have to do. Don't get involved and do not be bullied. You may have to snarl, too, a little to get them to stay away. You need someone to back off and give you space. You're not liking them, you're not welcoming them, and you need to be very clear and straightforward about that, despite all of your desires to people please. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much, grief by asking whatever and whoever it is that's irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you be, even if just for the moment. Be respectful and kind, yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for a new invitation, be very clear and say, away. Stop being so nice that you send very mixed messages. It's banishing time. Yeah. Okay. So you obviously have like a stage 5 clinger. There is somebody here who, it's like I hear, this is how I'm being shown it. It's like, oh God, oh my God, girl, you look so nice. Oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody being so nice to you to your face, and you know that they're fake AF. You know it. But God forbid you should confront them, or you should tell them, like, look, we don't like each other. Let's not hang out. That sounds so foreign to think, like, who says that? People should say that. People should be that honest more often. Like 2 adults. What did Dane Cook say? We can't just be adults and be like, look, this isn't really working out. Let's go our separate ways. All right, no problem. No, we have to stick around, torture each other for another 5 years and end this thing violently. Why? Because we don't want to be, mean. We don't want to be rude or narcissistic or egocentric. It doesn't matter. This person does not have your best interest at heart. And honestly, nothing good's going to come from being around whoever this is. Okay? This person is energetically draining you, and that is a very serious thing. It's not like, I know I'm joking, I'm being facetious, but it's serious because they're taking your energy away. They're sucking you dry. I believe you know who this person is. It's very obvious. But if you don't, in the next week or two, look out for someone coming in like this. They're going to be your best friend. Everything about you is funny. Everything about you is perfect, wonderful. You're great. When someone never has a negative thing to say to you, be very careful of them. Because somebody who really cares about you will be willing to tell you the truth. They'll be willing to say, that's, I don't like that you said that. Not in a mean way or a nasty way or to end a friendship or like my feelings were a little hurt about that or you don't look right in that shirt. Right? If you care about someone, you can be honest with them because there's love there. This is not that person. This person loves everything about you, quote unquote, until the opportune moment comes for them to stab you in the back while also energetically draining you. And honestly, I believe they know what they're doing. I'm just saying, they know that they're an energy vampire and they don't care. Could very well be a narcissist, but at the very least, a very, very toxic person. I'm going to read for one more person, use the restroom, come back. 2 individuals this card's referring to. The reason you quit your old job. There you go. And it could be 2. It doesn't have to be one person. Latro, what's up? Yeah, Edna, are we going to read for Aunt Edna in case she has to leave?
Yeah, go ahead. And then we'll do Melissa.
She said
when
she's
you
in
come
a lot
back.
of pain. And then let's also use heal yourself.
You started a problem now. Everybody's going to go around going, poopily. I'm poopily today. I'm poopily today. I've been in poopily. There's a new shirt.
I love it. Merch. Poopily, and it's just like a poop gem.
We're feeling poopily in chat.
I can't wait to see what my gift is. Thank you, baby UFO. And Anna, you got card number 15, the card of Wild. There is a wild, untamed spirit inside of you, desperate to be unleashed. Free it and claim the gifts of energy, power, passion, and creativity it offers you. Through suppressing your wild, succulent, outrageous, and untamed self, you dull your senses and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy, and become depressed. Your relationships suffer. Your rage grows. Your physical health suffers. You become ashamed, hostile, cold, boring, overserious, and scared. You stop taking chances and live in mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you, or hurt you as much as you can to yourself. Give into your wildness and stop living this sham. This part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. Set it free. And I know you're in a lot of physical pain, right? Hey, Mama Cindy. I know you're in a lot of pain. And right now things seem very bleak and painful, right? The universe is saying, though, don't lose yourself in that. Don't lose yourself in the negative. Even though it's extremely painful, I feel like your spirit is at risk for being crushed. And when our spirit is crushed, we start to lose soul pieces and we have to actively get them back. And it's a whole process. It takes years. Let's prevent that from happening. Don't forget who you truly are on the inside, despite what you may be feeling on the inside and on the outside, despite what you may look like on the outside or think you do. The universe is saying you can still be who you are, even through all this pain and suffering that you're going through right now. And the more you that you are or that you become, the stronger you're going to be. Don't allow people to take advantage, to manipulate, to see your weakness, your sickness as weakness, because you're still who you are at the end of the day. Do not lose sight of who you are, Aunt Edna. Don't get lost in the pain. Don't get lost in the negative thoughts or the negative energy. Totally, that was totally referring to him. It was, what was the message? Back off my sandwich. I will be right back, guys, literally.
And I didn't say hello to Latro. Hello, how are you? Hello, Miss Cindy. How are you doing tonight? How's everybody doing? How you doing? What you doing? I'm just trying to stay quiet. Somebody told me today that they couldn't understand me, and I understood why. I am starting to have more and more problems talking, so bear with me, folks. Bear with me. And I always keep you in my prayer, son. You're always, along with about 3 other people, I keep a pretty vigilant prayer for you guys. Good. I'm glad you are, Ratra. Yeah, I know that story. People look at me and go, "You don't look bad," and then they see me twitch or start to shake real bad. Then it changes. I am good. I am just hanging out with Gemma here, keeper of the list, as one might say, and her secretary, I guess. Oh, you gonna make steaks out of me, Melissa? Ghost dragon steaks? Bad enough they want my tears and pull my hair. Nut slap, you're always in my prayers. Believe it or not, with quite a few of you, I keep a list of people actually, and actually most of you are on that list, even if you don't meet. You would never know how brain damaged I'm pretty brain damaged. I pray for nut slap. It's a great nut slap. Oops. You deserve steak. I deserve a steak. Oh, thanks.
I'm making a steak tomorrow for dinner.
I've been craving a porterhouse.
No, I'm just making a London broil.
I've been craving a porterhouse.
Oh, that sounds good. Why is my screen black? I hate when that happens.
I don't know why.
It never did that before. A couple months ago, it started doing it.
Yeah, you said it did.
Brain damage ever since the day I was born. Drugs is what they used to say I was on. Who's next?
Oh, I forgot. I have brain damage.
After Jazz.
Melissa.
Melissa. They're not long enough to click clack. I like click clacking them. I'm going to use the new deck, Queen Mab. That was a gift from our friendly neighborhood Ghost Dragon.
Those cars are pretty.
We're all hiding from you. That's why your screen is dark. I knew it.
We turned off the lights. Boom, boom. Out goes the lights.
All right, got about an hour and 15 left, guys. Try to get y'all all in here. Everlasting Farewell, Melissa, card number 35.
I didn't forget you, Melissa. You're now, little lady.
Say goodbye. Why is autumn so radiant and its light so golden? It is the season of the summer's end. It is glowing goodbye. It is glowing goodbye to yet another happy spell of sunlight, growth, light, and warmth. Its fleeting nature reminds us of the passing beauty of this life and the ephemeral nature of all the pleasures it contains. Something is now passing out of your life permanently, a friendship, a past endeavor or dream, or a cherished chapter of your life. Melissa, faced with the ending of something, you can often see how divine and lovely it always was. Both past and present take on luminous qualities. If you're noticing that quality now, let it open your heart and bravely feel the sweetness and the sadness of moving away from something special you've experienced and loved. It can be difficult to say goodbye forever, but that's what you're doing now, or at least what you absolutely must do. If you're ending a romantic relationship or friendship that just isn't right for you, you must truly end it. This is not a time to desperately cling to an ideal you know in your heart is not possible or never was. We cannot tell our emotions what to do, so love or rage at this person if you must, but be willing to let them go and then follow through. If someone is ending a relationship with you, respect their wishes to do so and let go. Grieve, feel the fullness of the pain that's there, but be willing to bid a grand and final adieu. You don't need this person or the relationship. You'll be fine without them. You'll live, and in time, in fact, you will certainly prosper and thrive. If a loved one is passing out of the material realm of the humans and into the ethereal realm of the spirits, you are indeed saying goodbye to the human form forever, but you are not saying goodbye to their eternal essence. That, like love, can never dissolve or die. Grief will be present, of course, always, always. Breathe into the pain. Let it blossom like a rose within you. Trying to avoid pain or shrink away from it, well, it's not brave, but cowardly, and it'll only cause you to suffer more. But all the while, remember that you will never be bereft of this person's essence. Their body was finite, but the love and laughter you have shared is indestructible. It's beyond time and space. It abides without end. So wave and blow kisses to the temporary form that's now passing away. Let the pain be as a bracing fall wind, chilly but invigorating, a breeze that inevitably blows into everyone's life. And treasure the love that remains. She goes, you don't even need to elaborate, girl. Yeah, but I have to. You know that. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Stars and moons. Melissa, yeah, you know exactly what and who this is. It's like, and it, particularly in your case, and no judgment, because I know this feeling. You're only grieving over what something that wasn't real in the first place. Like, I believe that you had some future faking here, and you keep thinking that if you only learn to communicate better, or if you really get your point across, or if you're kinder, or if you do more, if you're nicer, if you change this, if you do that, no, that's not how love works, honey. Love is equal give and take. And not only between partners, but to the relationship. A relationship, especially a romantic one, is 3 entities. Not polyamory. 3. It's the person, the other person, and the relationship. You have to give to the other person and to the relationship equally while also giving to yourself. And if you're not responsible, emotionally mature enough to do those things, then boy and girl, bye. This is a warning, though, like detrimental effects on your life for a really, really long time if you don't follow through this time. Do you understand? Potential. Yeah. Loving the potential. You get to a certain age where that's no longer acceptable, because the people that you're dating or in relationships with should no longer only be potential. You're 35, living in mommy's basement. That's okay if that's for you. I'm not talking about people that live with their parents and like help out. And I'm talking about the basement dwellers that sit around playing video games all day as though they were only 18 years old. So no shade on anyone who lives with their parents. I was just living with my mom. Okay. What I'm saying though is if that's who the person is, let them truly be that and love that. But a lot of these people are like, I'm gonna buy us a huge house, and when you ask for something, yeah, sure, I'll get you an Escalade, I'll put a pool in, sure, because they're never planning on doing any of it anyway. And you have to understand that. And I know that for a normal human being, that is very hard to understand why someone would just lie like that, but people do, and it could. I'm a little worried, and that's why I'm like a little uncomfortable, because it's like if you don't, it could end up in a dangerous thing, or like I'm seeing like a hospitalization, and I don't want to see that for you.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It is Miss Smoochie.
Smoochie. Why are you sorry?
Because I am a sorry kind of guy.
Smoochie, I'm going to use the Halloween Oracle. Ralph and Cassie Francis, all right, next time let us know and we'll squeeze you in.
No, he's been trying to keep me informed. He's had a busy night. So after Robert, after Miss Pixie, I'm going to have you do him, and I'm going to timestamp it.
Okay, that's fine. I know, he's always saying, you have to see him in real life. My gosh. I'm like, stop apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry.
That's the type of guy I am. I was raised to be polite. And if I didn't say sorry, man, you felt it on the back of your head.
Blue Crossroads, I know, but you're not that type of person. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not potential. You are that potential. You've exceeded your potential. Hospital for in prison for me. Yeah, I saw the opposite though. That's why I worry. I'm not worried about him and whatever, but My oldest son does it too. He says he apologizes for everything. And I'm like, Kai, stop, it's okay. I'm sorry. But you know what? I do it too. I absolutely do it. I do it constantly. I had to train myself, like in my house, to stop doing that. If I'm wrong, of course, I will apologize and express what I did wrong. That's kind of what I have to do. Like, I'm sorry, I said I was going to do this, but I didn't have a chance to. I didn't get to. I plainly didn't. I forgot. But I will acknowledge. But I stopped long ago apologizing for everything.
Then I'll stop doing it and see what happens.
Melissa, you know what though? I can't throw any shade on you because I do the exact same thing. So I was like, what is sparkling behind my head? It's my butterfly clip. All right, Smoochie, you got the card of forgiveness, reducing burden. A wrong is done, consequences you cannot deny, but to hold a grudge is to drink poison and think that the other person will die. Being a cold season festival, Halloween is the perfect time to pause and think about how things actually are in our lives and what heavy burdens we do not wish to carry through these harder, leaner times. Some of this heavy-heartedness may relate to old relationships or grievances. Some may relate to negative feelings we hold on to tightly about others, and even a lack of compassion for the mistakes we have ourselves made. Mistakes, quote unquote. It is said that it takes a bigger person to apologize, but in many ways it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It is like drinking a poison and expecting the other unforgiven person to die. Whilst we may even harbor Whilst we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does feel good for a little while, it's important that we move those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health, safety, and well-being. If you have chosen this card, think about who it is that you could be forgiving, and that could also include yourself. Yeah, I do feel like there's a lot going on right now for all of us. It seems like one thing after another, if we do not put ourselves in the right mind frame, right? Which it's hard to do, obviously. Otherwise, we would all be, perfectly fine with things happening over and over again to us. Smoochie, forgiving someone else doesn't mean that you're allowing for their behavior. It doesn't mean that you agree with them. It simply means that you're not going to waste any more energy on it. That's all it means. Forgiving someone, if I see on TV, people are like, I know I'm supposed to forgive, but he killed my brother and I can, it doesn't mean you're saying it's okay that he killed your brother. It's just that you're not going to focus any more of your attention and energy on it because the fact can't be changed and the person is probably not going to change. So whether someone apologizes or not, try to find forgiveness in your heart. Forgiveness does not have to equal reconciliation either. And this could be about you forgiving yourself. You're blaming yourself for something that is definitely 1,000,000% not your fault. So it's time to forgive and move on. Not obviously move on from yourself, but move on from these negative feelings and emotions. And I wish. That's why you're going to get healthy, and I'm going to get my license back.
Oh my God. Jersey, watch out.
Long Island Bigfoot said he's handing his in when I get mine. I'm like, how do you guys just know? They're like, you're from Jersey.
Yeah, I was just going to say this.
My dad used to hold on for dear life like this. You'd see him in the car with his head back.
I have 2 daughters, and I pray every time I'm in the car with them.
He'd be like, Gemma, you're getting too close to the cars on the side of the road. And then my mom would be there like this, sitting straight up like this. Gemma, you're getting too close to the middle. You're gonna go into ongoing traffic. My dad calls me Leadfoot Magoo.
Well, my girls learned from the ex who thought she was a NASCAR driver. So,
in New Jersey, 65 means 80. We all know it. As long as you don't have warrants or tickets, you can do 80 and a 65. But other than that, I thought I was a really good driver. I am easily distracted, though. So I'll be driving along just looking, and I have to, slam on the brakes.
we have to get you some blinders.
It's like driving along, red light. Oh, kitty, run the red light, you know. I think I'd be a lot more careful though. Like I was always careful when my kids were in the car. I was, 10 and 2. But other than that, like forget. 65 means 80.
Okay. Robert's next. Did Robert, you still in here? Because I'm having problems putting names in chat tonight.
I am definitely starting to get sick. Not from reading. It actually helps me feel better when I'm reading, but from my guys here. RJ goes, Ray and I are definitely sick, so you might want to stay away from us. Gemma at the wheel. Gemma, take the wheel.
So is Robert still here?
I don't know, but I'm going to read for him anyway.
And Miss Pixie.
Miss Pixie was just here, but we can read for her anyway, too.
Okay.
We had like 40 people in here at one point. All right, Cuzzo's still here.
Okay, there you are. Okay.
I'm using the Moonlight Knight Lenormand, which reads like an oracle, so. Card number 28, and I believe this is the man. Remember, there's no gender assignment in Oracle, Tarot, or Lenormand. Man. Made in Quarine's life. Male in... I can't read it. It's so tiny. Male in querent's life. Male friend, partner, family member. If the querent identifies as male, this could be the querent, meaning you, Robert. Bobby. Masculinity. This card can sometimes reference the querent, especially if they have a lot of masculine traits, but it can also refer to someone in the querent's life with those qualities. This person will usually be close to the querent's life. For example, a significant other, a family member, or a close friend. This person plays a large part in the querent's life. So I feel like there is a male presence in your life that you're having an issue with. Well, no, it's just the letters are so small. I forgot that Lenormand uses the word querent. Bobby, there is someone in your life, a male figure. I don't know if it's like your dad, if it's Uncle Bobby, or if it's someone else, but it's like there was like I'm feeling a rift because this person didn't want to acknowledge that like you can live your own life. You're grown. I almost get this feeling of like my dad still treats me like I'm a child. I have to be like, Daddy, remember I'm 40 years old. And I'm like, you still are thinking of me, of that 10-year-old girl. And he's like, oh my, you're right. I'm sorry. I feel like it's that type of situation. So it could very well be your dad. It's someone who's definitely concerned. They're coming from a good place, but they're not showing it properly. They're making you feel overwhelmed, judged, possibly shamed, not good enough. Like all of these lower vibrational feelings, when if really they just said, I love you and want the best for you, things would probably be better. I'm getting from the universe that you should reconnect with this person and maybe try to, even if you don't totally reconcile, make some peace. There could be something coming in where you may regret not doing this. The meaning was very vague, but I am seeing like I'm seeing regret of not at the very least reaching out to this person. And I'm not saying you have to, Cuzzo. I don't know what happened. I know our family is maddening and crazy, but I am seeing a lot of regret, something going on with this person that they may not be telling anyone or that they may not know yet. And I feel like if you don't at least reach out and just be like, hey, I know we don't, like, I love you. I know we don't get along. Love you. That would be a good healing exercise for you. It'll take a lot off your chest that I don't even think you realize is buried there. You know what I mean? It's like coming out, like it's coming from your heart. I don't even think you realize how heavily this is weighing on you. Who's next?
Miss Pixie.
Pixie girl. I'm going to use Queen Mab.
I kept hearing things drop. That's why I got off the screen. It turns out we got a thunderstorm going on. That's all right. And the other day in Long Island, Bigfoot stream, he yelled ghost to the deer was a ghost, and he yelled ghost, and I was rewatching, and I went, hello, what? In real life, I'm like, who just called? And then I realized it was him. I felt like a goof.
Renew thy force, Miss Pixie. Card number 3. Rest, recharge, heal your own energy. The sun and moon both retreat regularly before once again rising to reign gloriously over the sky. In just the same way, every queen needs downtime to recharge, regroup, revise her strategies, and renew her conscious commitment to her values. While taking action and moving forward are both commendable behaviors, if you don't stop and let yourself rest, your effectiveness will suffer, and you will do a disservice to not only yourself, but your realm as well. On the external plane, the nature of rest is obvious. It is a mode of not doing rather than doing, but you are not being counseled to merely sit still or recline for a prescribed number of hours, days, or weeks. Rather, this card advises you to enter into the emotional and energetic vibration of dynamic renewal. Guilty. Yeah. It's not talking about just taking a break and unplugging either, honey. This is talking about your energy. You're an energy worker. You got this. To say this differently, imagine that you are going into a chamber of colored light, whatever color feels most healing to you at this time, where ethereal and luminescent fey creatures lovingly hover around you like fireflies, shoring up and fine-tuning your energy. In this place, your personal power and auric field are perpetually optimized precisely according to your needs. This chamber of replenishment is a metaphor for the intentional vibrational state of vibrant and active renewal. But it's also something you can imagine as a functional inner construct that possesses a spiritual reality. Once you enter it, follow your intuition about how and when to meditate, learn, and gain clarity through writing it down. Look at your values and clarify your missions. Also, ask yourself what you want in each life area and contemplate actions that you can take to help you manifest individual goals. Get honest about the distractions that hold you back and find ways to limit or eliminate the distractions. Look at the stories you tell yourself about yourself and your desires and determine how to revise these stories to be even more powerful, joyful, and confident than ever before. And also, of course, when appropriate, sleep and dream. Before you sleep, you can set the intention to dream empowering dreams that untangle mysteries, shed light, and bestow profound wisdom and guidance upon you. When you awake, write down your dreams and any impressions that they've left on you. Take the time you need to sufficiently illuminate, clarify, and empower your inner self. Then, when you feel the inner nudge to rejoin the world of action, you will be a radiant conduit of energy, enthusiasm, and effectiveness. Yeah. I know the meditation I'm going to be doing tonight. So, yeah, Miss Paranormal Pixie, you need to energetically recharge, babe. I feel like you've been helping so many people and doing so much that you may not even realize you're not replenished, because energy is something that not everyone can see. And you can see it and feel it and approach it way more than most people, myself included. But you may, for whatever reason, be blind to it. And I think it's because you're distracted by helping others. Like when I first came on YouTube, I wanted so desperately to help others that I didn't protect myself when I was doing readings or helping others, right? And I was becoming drained. And I'm not saying you're not protecting yourself, but I feel like you may be blind a little bit to the energetic healing that you need because you're so focused on helping to heal others. So take heed of that and do the necessary things, make the necessary changes. I love watching the lightning too, Ghost Dragons.
I do.
Think about what I want to dream and dream it. Great readings tonight, Gemma Jade. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do Ralph. I actually think he's still listening, but I'll write it down just in case. Dragon, that's a great way to frighten the villagers with the scary shadows.
Maybe a smidge.
I
Just don't do it poopily.
Poopily. I can poopily on them.
All right, Ralph and Cassie, Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Hedgehog Love. My mom got this card last time. Positive, uplifting new friends. I have to sleep tonight. I have not been myself. I know I'm getting sick, but I usually write like way more than I wrote today. Like I just could not stay concentrated. Card number 10, Hedgehog Love, Ralph. You have found a new family, a soul group of kin, friends with whom you can play, teach, laugh, and share. Groups like this, Hedgehog Gathering, are made up of individuals, but they can act as one when it comes to keeping their friends protected, safe, and feeling like they truly belong. Sometimes for the first time in their lives, these hedgehogs will teach you their ways, and for a time you'll be one of them. You're safe with your new friends, and together you'll laugh, play, and nourish each other with connection and kinship. That sense of being home and a feeling of belonging you've not had for a long time. They don't ask you to be unlike your true self, just to respect their ways while you're among them. Hedgehog Love speaks. You are like us. You have been taken, adopted, marked, and accepted by creatures who are quote-unquote other, disproving your belief that you are an eternal outsider. You have found kin, and you now know you can always call on your brothers and sisters, people who are real, positive, upbeat, and determined to wish to hang out with you now. Join them, and let's all experience a time of play, of protection, of being surrounded by loving beings. Like us, you may look different on the outside, and you may seem a bit prickly from time to time, but you just want to be safe and to be surrounded by people who accept you and bring out the best in you. Divination. This card indicates your true family will be, for a time, a group of close-knit friends who look out for each other and have lots of fun times and adventures together. It's a bit of a closed group. Thank you, GhostDragonzw. Guys, thank you for donating. PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers, Super Thanks in the comments, because that is how I get paid. It is a bit of a closed group, not so welcoming to outsiders, but its members are very protective of you and of one another as well. You may feel like you have a new adopted family, as if you were once an outcast, but now have come home. You may find great relief from loneliness and isolation, or you may discover new friends and pets, or a group who cares deeply about animals. The friendships you make at this time are very loyal and could last forever. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's going to be like a whole group of people, Ralph, but definitely some new friends coming in. And thank you so very much. I really appreciate it, guys. I really, really do. Ralph, definitely at least one person coming into your life, and it's a new person. I don't know if you're going to meet them through work or, going out and having a drink, or it's going to be like the most random meeting. And you're just going to connect with this person or these people. I feel like this is a great card. There's really no warning here. There's not much of a message, except for the next week or two at least, you can actually trust the people around you. I don't get to give that message very often. It's exciting when I can. You can trust the people around you. No one right now is looking to hurt you. The people around you are safe. They're your safe people. They're your peoples. They're your tribe. And I feel like this is just the universe giving you some positive reinforcement about these people. I need a little bit of candy, guys. I ate all the green and blue ones out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to eat the reds. I don't care for the yellows that much, or the oranges. Neither does RJ. So,
Josephine, if you're still here, you're up now.
Josephine, let me know if you're here, babe.
Thank you, Ted.
45 minutes. Ted, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And sir, when I know you're across the pond, when you come in, let me know, and we'll try to fit you in sooner, because I know it's getting late there, sir.
I could read for Ted.
Yeah, go ahead, because that'll give Josephine time to answer if she's here.
Ted, let's do the fairy tale. Guys, thank you so much for the donation, sincerely. They make a big difference on the 21st. I was let go from a writing position with no notice. And it's one that I had for years, so I lost a lot of money per month. I'm still doing all right, but the donations really do help fill that gap.
Yeah, well, maybe some things were for the best.
It is for the best, but that's $500 a month I suddenly don't have.
I know.
But
no,
it did work out.
That's all right. We'll get that other issue taken care of so you can really get some more things going. I got more coming to you too, so.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I know we really should. After everything I was put through. Threatened, harassed, lied to. It was like, oh, by the way. It was for the best, because my new job is way better anyway. Much more reliable. No nonsense. Just do my job and get paid, period. And I get paid to write, which is really something special because a lot of people don't, that's a hard gig to get.
And you got your Black Eyed Kid book coming out soon too. And I will really help you push. I'll help you push that one because that's my subject. You know that.
I've been working on that for a while now, and I'm almost done. I got like 20,000 more words. All right, Ted. I'm sorry. I'm just having a little trouble here. Not because of the readings, because of germs. Yeah, and I don't want to be one of those discarded talents. I'm really proud of myself. I always tell you guys, 6 years ago, I weighed 86 pounds, was homeless, and addicted to the big H. Now I'm a best-selling author, business owner, and I get to hang out with you guys. Sharon?
Right there in chat. Or super stickers in chat.
My PayPal and Cash App are going across the screen, or they're right there, or you can do a super chat and super sticker. PayPal and Cash App, I get 100% of it right now. Super chat, super sticker, YouTube takes 49%, and I get it on the 21st.
And then I also put the Cash App and PayPal right there in chat too. So.
Okay. Ted. The Rose Elf, card number 29.
Thank you, by the way, for asking.
Yeah, thank you everyone who's donating. I really appreciate it. All right. I don't think I've ever pulled this card, so I'm kind of interested to see. The scent of the jasmine has killed him. Then the Rose Elf understood the vengeance of the flowers and told it to the queen. And she and her whole swarm of bees ceaselessly hummed around the flower pot and could not be driven away. When a man picked up the pot, a bee stung him on the hand so that he let it fall and broke into pieces. Oh, I did read this one before. Then the people saw the whitened skull and knew that the dead man on the bed was a murderer. When this card comes to you, you need not know the entire tale to understand that a bad deed will soon be coming to light. And the sadness and burden you have borne so bravely, Ted, will be fallen away. But here is a little of the story, so you'll see how strange and harsh things sometimes take to come to light. A young woman has a possessive and jealous brother who forbids her from seeing the young man she has fallen so deeply in love with. When she refuses to obey her brother murders her lover and buries him in the woods. But the Rose Elf of the tale's title has hidden within the brother's pockets and has observed all that has happened. He tells the sister of the true fate of her lover and tells her where his body is buried. She goes to the forest and finds his head and brings it home and places it in a large pot. This is macabre. She covers it with good earth and plants a jasmine seedling above him and tends to this plant with all of the love she has left in her broken heart. She waters it with her tears and speaks to the plant day and night, so much so her brother feels that she's gone crazy and lost her mind. In time, she quietly passes away from grief, but the jasmine has flowered and is sweet and healthy. Her brother goes to move the pot, and thousands of tiny fairies fly from it and take the brother's life. When his body's found, the lover's head is discovered within the pot, and all come to know the evil deed of the most cruel brother. It's a sad tale, but one where natural justice comes around, where love is transmuted, where grief is strong, and ultimately the truth comes to light in the weirdest of revelations. When this card comes to you, you'll be able to be free of the burden you have carried, and any bullying or unkindnesses will soon be at an end. In time, this is how it goes. Eventually, truths are unearthed, and it is the simple things that can show you the truth. So trust in your instinctual wisdom and the language of the natural ones, the flowers and the bees, as they speak in this tale. Tell the truth about a murder or an injustice or any kind of family abuse and misuse of power, and bring hope back to those who have lost it. So there is definitely something here that's like really no good, Ted. It's not, the truth definitely will prevail. What doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. But I will say this. Someone has done something bad to you. And you may know, like, it may not even occur to you that this is about you. because I feel like you've come to terms with what happened with this person long ago. But I feel like, for instance, say that, let me stop jiggling the bag. Say you were in an abusive relationship, an emotionally abusive relationship. It ended 5 years ago. Or many years ago. And you lost a lot of friends. Some of your family won't talk to you simply because this other person lied on you. And you tried defending yourself. And I'm just giving this as a scenario to make it, more understandable. You tried defending yourself. You tried telling the truth. Nobody would listen. Everybody believed the other person. Now suddenly it's going to come to light. And it's like, you've already come to terms with this. So it'll be a surprise to you and you'll be happy about it. But now the people are going to come and start apologizing, and they're going to start, trying to get back into your life again. And you really are going to have to discern who's worthy and who isn't of coming back. Like how cruelly you were treated, tossed aside. That's what I'm getting. This could be about any truth coming to light, though. I do think it's something, whether it was done to you or not, something you already know. It's like you've just been keeping this secret for someone. It's going to come out. You're going to have nothing to do with it. And I know this feeling because it's happening. I kept a secret about someone. And now everyone is starting to see who that person really is. Slowly, that person is revealing their true self. And people always will. Fair weather friend. There you go.
You ready?
I know we love you too. And I'm so glad. That's why I never miss this stream. No matter what. I told Ghostdragonzw I wasn't feeling like myself. He's like, well, if you want to skip. I was like, nope, I'm not skipping. I'm wearing a dress.
She looks beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this dress.
It looks very good on you. Next is Nick Y. He had to step away, so I'm going to time step him. Yeah, get to work.
Moonlight Night, you're so welcome. Blue Crossroads, it'll come. You know that, right? Blue Crossroads said, when am I going to be free from the burdens I carry because of the things I had to do in the past for king and country? Let me explain too. And I want to end at 11, so I'm going to try to explain this quickly. And I think you and I are going to do a video tomorrow anyway, video chat. You were contracted to do those things. Okay, so the burden is not on you, but if you're feeling burdened by it, you have to find your own way to come to terms with it. Right? And understand that a lot of it was you were contracted to do those things. That's what Anna, thank you. Yes, very well said. Yeah, Anna said, I can't imagine the burden you carry, Blue. Forgive yourself. What was done, I'm sure, was done with good intentions. Yeah, it's not like you were out there doing anything maliciously or with evil intent. And in fact, I'm sure of it. There wasn't any joy in a lot of what you had to do. But if you didn't do some of those things, who knows where other people would be? You were saving lives. You were protecting humanity. All right. Nick Y, you got, I think it's the moon. Oh, I'm going to be sick tomorrow. I can feel it. I just feel it overtaking me. Yeah, Nick Y, you got the moon. It is the card of secrets. Could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. Definitely emotional times for you right now. Subconscious, intuition, emotions, fears, desires, fantasy. It is at night under the cover of darkness and the light of the moon when we are able to dream and access our subconscious. The daylight no longer reigns supreme. Logic and truth become more arbitrary concepts, and our minds can imagine and follow the winding paths of our intuition. It is through our intuition that we may gain certain insights that we might not have found through logical understanding. So the moon can represent, too, all things that exist, but we are not yet knowledgeable about. Like I said, secrets, something being kept from you. But it's not only a person keeping something from you. I feel like just like in Ted's case, you know the secrets, right? You already know this person. You know how they are and you know how they act. You know what they're about. You're kind of just allowing it to happen, like playing the fool for a little bit, see where it goes. But I will tell you this, there is also, it's like the universe is saying, look, I'm the universe is saying there are good things coming to you through whatever this bad time is. It's just that you don't see the whole picture because you're a human being and we don't see eternally like that. Okay. So hold on, keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Let a person make a fool of themselves by continuing this charade, this lie. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it's worth. Okay. Focus on the positive things you're doing, the things you want in your life, the things you're working hard towards. Okay. The universe is sending positive things, positive people, everything you're trying to manifest in your life and build, Nick, it is coming. It's coming slowly but surely, but you have to continue working towards it and putting the action behind it. Nothing's going to fall into your lap. And you have to break away from this person or these toxic people. Oh, I feel so disgusting. I'm so sorry, guys. Who's next? You're muted this whole time.
I am so sorry. And I am sorry for that. Don't say it. Okay.
I'm just getting tired.
I know you are. Vici and Scott Marin, but they're not answering. So we're going to go ahead and do Chris Jarvis and UFO. Baby UFO.
Baby UFO, Chris Jarvis, Vici, and Scott M.
Chris is probably listening, and Baby
He's
UFO.
even apologizing in private chat. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you later. And Baby UFO, I think is there. Yep, there's Baby UFO.
All right, let's start with him then. Well, we'll do Jarvis, Baby UFO, because we know those two are at least listening or here.
Yes.
Baby UFO. Nah. I'm going to use the Dell and Wait. I haven't used that yet tonight. Cue cards for the dragon. We love our ghost dragon.
I actually mute myself for a reason because I sneeze and I cough and I say
thank you, Bobby. I love you, Cuzzo. Stay safe. Good.
See you Friday night, probably.
I'm so glad he comes in and does that and like.
He's there Friday, and so he's become a regular. I love having him.
I have the biggest family. Like we could rent out Giant Stadium for a reunion, and look, one cousin that I haven't seen since I was 8 years old comes in and supports me.
It's awesome.
My mom and my sons do too. I'm just saying, you know.
Where is Mom? You tell Mom I haven't seen her tonight. I'm going to have to text her and yell at her.
I'll let her know. She's like, we got to talk about Steven coming to visit. I'm like, I'll be there this weekend. We'll work it out. All right, the wolf. This is Jarvis or Baby UFO?
Baby, you said Baby UFO first.
Okay. I am the wild wolf standing before a full moon. I often appear in fairy tales, though my appearance is feared most of the time. They say I'm cruel, hungry, and merciless. They say I eat little pigs, little boys, little girls, and grandmothers as well. They say I hide in the forest with my gleaming fangs and voracious appetite, but this is all a legend. I'm actually nobler, sweeter, and more inspiring than what is said everywhere. My message, I'm here to tell you that your inner wilderness needs to be heard and unleashed. Stop being reasonable, stop being tidy, and stop being careful. Go through... Oh, yeah, I'll try it out, definitely. Go through the forest, bay at the moon, dig your claws into the ground and show your fangs. Run, growl, bark. The time has come to be wild. Your soul belongs to the night and the moon. The wolf within you wants to be released and act freely. So listen to this call and unchain your inner wolf. Yeah, Baby UFO, I feel like you're being like, I don't want to say too polite, right? But I feel like there's a situation where you're kind of going with the flow because that's the type of person you are. And the universe is saying like, maybe it's time for, instead of just barking, it's time for you to nibble a little bit because these people got you effed up. They got the wrong one, right? Like you've been going about it, trying to be professional, trying to be, whatever the case may be, responsible, trying to be the bigger, better person, because that is actually what you are. You're vibrating higher. When people behave this way, it comes from a lower frequency. The fact of the matter is, though, now they're mistaking your kindness for weakness, and it's only going to start getting worse. Whatever this is, whoever this is, whatever it's about, it's not going to get better if you continue to just allow people to push you around out of fear. I feel like you're afraid that you're going to lose something if you speak up. And this doesn't mean yell, scream, and break things, of course, or curse. I mean, do what you got to do, but probably not one issue left with consistency getting paid. Yeah, and trust me, I know that feeling very well, not from my new job, but from the job that just randomly let me go without any notice, even though I worked with them for 3 years and they said they would never do that. Going with the flow is like, yeah, but you have the right to be paid. So you have the right to kindly and clearly speak up that, this is the United States and you are a professional and you need to be paid as one. Yeah, baby UFO, I was the same way. It's like, oh, that's okay. Meanwhile, I've got bills piling up and it's like 3 weeks later and I'm like, hey, just making sure you didn't forget me. And then there would be another excuse. And then it's like, oh, okay, no, no problem. Just keep me posted. That's not doing anyone a favor. That's letting them treat you like poop, behaving poopily. And that's you kind of being a doormat. And we don't want to represent ourselves as doormats, right? Because then that's the reputation we're going to get. Again, it doesn't mean you have to go buck wild and go crazy, but definitely speak up clearly, calmly, and concisely and be like, listen, I put the work in. I know you're like, whatever the case, I know you're struggling right now, but the fact of the matter is I need to get paid for my work. They can't say anything to you. If you come at them like that nicely, what can they say? Because I'll tell you what, it's going to get to a point where you get super pissed and fed up with it, and then you're going to end up acting out of character, and then you're going to look like the wolf. When really you're not asking for, anything extravagant.
Okay, Mr. Jarvis. And he is here. He was chasing hamsters and guinea pigs and everything else. Got loose in his room.
Gerbils. #poopily. Merch, I'm telling you. Jarvis, I'm using human spirit. Mama Cindy, Madison Teague. Baby UFO, the universe is definitely telling you you got to do something about it. Rodents don't bring cash anymore. The milk is no good. Oh, this card. Speak of the devil, I swear.
Just so you know, Cindy and Madison are your last two.
Good. I gotta go. I'm so tired.
I know you are. That's why I didn't push anybody else.
I'm gonna have some soup too. Jarvis, you got too many hats. Card number 36. I love me a good hat. And look at you. Wow, you sure look good in a hat. Or 12. Though this doesn't mean you have to wear all the hats all the time. We know that so much is expected of us sometimes to be all things to all people at all times. We are given so much responsibility in so many aspects of our lives that we are suffering from horrendous hat hair. Oh, and also it will lead you to spreading yourself too thin and burning yourself out. We're asking you today to recognize that you are bogged down with too many hats and hang some or even one on the hat rack. Run your fingers through your hair and feel how much the weight has lifted. Paranormal Pixie, love you, mama. Go bug the Darklings and Dave. Tell them I said hi. I finally got to remail his box that got returned. I feel like he hates me now. I don't know. All right. Jarvis. It reminds me of someone else that we know.
You know how many times, and what's creepy is you've poured that card quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to finish this one, Candy. So, it does look like Santa. I don't know if this is happening right now, but I feel like there's so much going on that you're being asked to get involved in. And again, it may not be like right this moment. You may be like, no, Gemma, I'm at peace. Nothing going on here. Yeah, it's coming in if it's not happening already. You're going with the flow, just like I said to Baby UFO, kind of being a people pleaser. You want to help and you're in a position to help, but do you have to help everyone that you're in a position to help? You can want to help and then feel like, well, Cindy, if you want one, you can definitely have one. Anytime you come in, you immediately go on the list for a reading. But if you didn't want one, like sometimes people will say pass, it's not going to hurt me one way or the other to do one more. So don't worry about that. If you want one, just let us know. And thank you for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. I love when new people, they keep coming back. Jarvis, yeah, don't spread yourself too thin. You're going to want to help people, like I said, and you might feel bad if you don't. But the fact of the matter is, there's going to be nothing left for you. And I feel like a lot of the people that are going to be asking you to do stuff wouldn't do the same thing for you. Okay. So it's like, you know, someone wants to borrow $300, but would they lend it to you if you asked, if, you know, provided they had it? Someone wants you to help them move, but would they help you move for free? You know, that kind of thing. And I feel like also there are people trying to manipulate and take advantage of you. It's like, oh, that's just Jarvis. He doesn't know how to say no. You know, someone looking for an enabler, or I don't know. I see an enabling situation where someone knows that, for example, they relapse. I'll just go to Jarvis's house. You know, I can crash there. It's like you're kind of allowing this bad behavior and like the way these people are treating you by like helping them, not saying no. What are you afraid of with saying no? That's what you have to ask yourself. Are you afraid that they'll never talk to you again? Well, a lot of these people are users, so who cares? You could end up physically sick by spreading yourself too thin. And I always get one or two odd messages a night, and yours just happens to be very unclear and kind of blurry. But it's basically saying like, only help who you actually can help and who you want to. Like, if you feel someone's using you, you don't have to confront them, but just say no. Mind over matter. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. She said, I'm ready, I guess. Pammy, thank you, okay? I think we all noticed it. All my friends were like that. So was my brother. Yeah, you know, and you have the right to say no. You know, it doesn't matter. Like I always say, you can have $10 million. You don't have to lend someone $1 just because you have 10 million. You should be helping because you want to and because it feels good to do it. If you feel terrible about helping someone because you feel used or manipulated, then what's the point of helping them if you're just going to end up feeling like, you know, feeling poopily about it? All right, Miss Cindy, and then I'm going to make some soup and go to bed.
Private chat, real quick. What a face.
I'm so tired.
I know you are.
Aw.
Now, Pammy, I called you earlier. Did you want a reading before she's feeling rough? So if you want a reading, you got to tell her now.
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me now.
Yepers. Okay. Madison's just a timestamp because she's at work.
Yeah. All right, Cindy, you got the Ice Bringer. Card number 20. The gift of ice is stillness. Cindy, the cold has the power to suspend, to hold, to freeze until it is time to act. There is a protection in suspended animation. Now is your opportunity to embrace the power of the colder, more protective dimensions. Create a hermitage. Get still. Allow yourself the cold clarity derived from detached observation. The time for thought and growth will come. For now, seek shelter in the cooler energies. Meaning, kind of like what I said to Chris, you know, disconnect from people that you no longer feel connected to. If you feel uncomfortable around your best friend, you really don't want her in your house, just for an example, stop inviting her over. if you, do you know what I'm saying? Like, detach yourself from where you're not in your comfort zone anymore. I feel like you do need kind of some time to think things through about a certain person or a situation. And you're just going about doing, trying to distract yourself from the reality. But the reality is that something in your life is no longer working. It might be multiple things. And the universe is telling you, take a step back, take a little time, take a week, take 2. But take the time to really consider who you want in your life. And I don't know why that keeps coming up. It's got to be a thing. There's got to be toxicity, narcissism, ego driven. I just see this. I keep hearing maniacal. I don't know why I keep hearing that. Maybe it'll resonate with you, but definitely some bad energy, some low juju in your life. And the universe is saying, like, don't accept invitations in the next week or 2 to do anything. And if you don't feel right about something or someone, you don't even necessarily have to speak up. Just don't engage. Disengage. Keep an eye out. Like I said with Chris, keep an eye out for people trying to manipulate you or use you in some way. Again, you don't have to confront them necessarily, but be aware of them. And I feel like stepping back and kind of looking at what's around you from an outside perspective, like act as if you were giving advice to your best friend, the person you love most, and then take that advice. You need some time away, or at least some time off, to sit and think about this. Some time away from this person, these people, the situation. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you have to make it happen. Otherwise, these messages are still, like, it's not going, nothing changes if nothing changes. And the universe is telling you that you need to be the action behind it, because the other people are just going to keep taking. Who's next?
Okay. Let's do Pammy, then we'll do Madison last.
Pancake, I'm going to use the other new deck, the Healing Spirits. All right, Mark, thank you so much for coming in. I will read your email tomorrow. I always say I'm going to do it Wednesday nights, but I never do. And I always end up checking in the morning. So, and exactly. She said, when you're around folks like that, I feel the energy is so low, it opens them up for evil. That makes them dangerous and capable of anything. You have to remember, guys, that most people, all of us included, for the most part, have lower vibrational attachments. Some of us have demonic attachments, and some of us have just bad, negative, evil attachments. So they could be influencing these people. You guys don't see them. I'm able to see them. Pam, why are you saying no to? Do you not want a reading? I'm able to see them, but a lot of people, you can't see them. So you don't understand what kind of horrible, terrible, evil, demonic influences these people have over them. And you're dealing with them. So once they shut down, yeah, Josephine, honey, all right, I will read for you. But listen, you've got to respond by 10:30 next time, because I shut down at 11. I get tired. I've been going for 3.5 hours. I'll read for you this time, but by 10:30 you have to be in next time. Pam, do you want a reading or not? So these entities will see you and your goodness and your light, and they will be attracted to you and connect with you. Because Josephine, we called you several times. Pam, I need to know if you want a reading. Guys, please.
Yes, she's ready to go. Let's not stop, please. Or you will see the dragon. Much love to you all, but poor woman's tired. She's ready to go.
Blue Crossroads. I just took a bunch of time away and did some soul searching. It was quite enlightening. Pretty sure that's where these oracle readings are about to come into play. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to read for Josephine.
Yes, go ahead.
Until Pam answers me. The Healing Spirits Oracle. It's okay. I just, just type it in. Success isn't what you have. It's what you do with what you have. Card number 28, Josephine. Yeah, if you guys want to go and do whatever you're doing and watch other streams or take a nap or whatever it is, as long as you're back by 10:30 Eastern, I have no problem with it. but I have been going for 3.5 hours, so don't be mad at me. Josephine, success isn't what you have, it's what you do with what you have. Your life is about to move in new directions, but don't be in a hurry to conquer everything in a short space of time. Spirit sages teach that success is to be enjoyed and understood, therefore it must be allowed to open slowly, like a flower whose blossom is enjoyed for much longer. When it opens naturally and with the right elements, when it follows nature. Enjoy each step of the journey to your full potential and don't just look for the outcomes. The process is often the greater lesson. Yeah, Josephine, I feel like there's something coming in here or something that, has already come in that you're really excited about. And I feel like you want to get started and you want to like do. But it's like you're doing these things just to get them done and say that you did them. You're not enjoying it. You're not learning through the process, right? You're not working through things. You're just doing and moving to the next thing. And there's no lessons in that. There's no learning in that. There's no spiritual elevation in that. I feel like you could be trying to distract yourself from a negative situation that maybe you just broken out of, or that, somebody came back into your life. There's definitely a toxic person here still. Either you left and they came back, or you're still trying to break free. Either way, stop trying to distract yourself and be like, well, I'll show this person. Look at everything I'm doing. And honey, I know the feeling, because I looked to someone for approval for years. And when they didn't give it to me, I would cry and hit my head against the wall and beg God to help me understand what more I could do. And in the end, it wasn't my fault. I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. It was their issue. So don't distract yourself. Don't just do things to get things done. See how you could be more present in the moment. And Pam, I'm going to read for you. I just want to make sure, because you said no. And I just want to make sure. Josephine, be present in the moment and learn the lessons. Otherwise, you're going to have to relearn them and do them over again. Pam, I'm also going to use the For the Love of Dragons on you. It's okay, honey. One more reading is not going to hurt me. I got you and Madison. It's not a big deal. I am tired, but I go to 11, 7 to 11. Those are the hours that I chose. So it's okay. Yeah, Anna, you really are a beautiful shining light. So many of you guys are. A lot of you have become literally like my family. I worry about you guys when I don't hear from you, or if you tell me that something's going on. Like, I literally stress. And I don't say that to make you guys feel bad. I say it to let you know, like, my heart is with you. I see who you really are. And I love you guys for it. And that's why I do worry. Pammy Cakes. I already did Josephine. The Alchemist. There are 3 stages of alchemy, and the first is Nigrado, the black signifying darkness or the void. Albedo is the second stage, where the darkness is transformed into white energy or light. And finally, Rubido, where the new illumination becomes fixed into matter. Anyone hoping to achieve a dragon's level of sovereignty will need to continually practice all 3 stages, becoming an alchemist of life. We enter crisis in the dark night of the soul, the Nigrado, reach towards new illuminated understanding, Albedo, and finally create our new thoughts, beliefs, and reality, Rubido. You're being asked right now, Pam, to pay attention to what phase you're in and to consciously participate in your own transformation. So you're definitely right now in the void, right? And I'm not going to say anything about your personal life, don't worry. But you're in the void right now. And I feel like the universe just wants you to accept that and understand that, like, there are ways that you can move away from the toxicity, the negativity, whatever lower vibrational thing that you're dealing with here. But if you don't seek out the answers and put the work behind it, it's going to remain this way. And you're not even going to get to the dark night of the soul. You're going to just be stuck in this endless cycle of whatever this relationship is, whatever this is, that's so toxic. It's not going away until you do something to make it go away and really put effort and thought and concern for yourself behind it. Look at it as if it were someone else going through the same thing you're going through, someone you care about. What advice would you give them? I said it like 5 times tonight. Take that advice. Always take advice you would give and sincerely give someone you love, because that means it's unbiased and it's seen through a clear lens. You're not seeing whatever the situation is clearly right now. So take a step back. Madison. I'm going to use Queen Mab. And Pammy, I love you. You know I'm always here if you want to talk. I definitely need some sleep, though, if I want to get anything done tomorrow, because I am such a diva when I am sick. Forget it. Ugh. All right, last one, guys. I only flew one time in my life, and it was to Florida.
Mm-hmm. He's
for a
scared.
wedding.
He's scared. And he's still out there talking to, now he's telling his friend that he saw you at Target.
Well, when you have paranormal or like creepy experiences like that, but like
he doesn't believe
you don't have them that often, they'll hit you hard.
Yeah, he said it was really freaky because he said it looked just like you.
Ooh, darkness as a bride, Madison. Card number 9 in the Queen Mab. I think it might be Queen Mab, but we'll go with Mab. I'm from Joyzy. Be adaptable. Descend into the depths. I was there, and I know the goddess Persephone was not abducted by Hades. She went willingly to marry her love. Being crowned queen of the underworld was her cherished destiny. I always say this because the Greeks had a matriarchal society, so there's no way Persephone was taken by a man. It's true that for half the year, she stays in the summerland, bathing in sunlight, walking barefoot in green meadows, and wearing flowers in her hair. But it is also true that during this time, the spring equinox and the fall equinox, until the fall equinox, she secretly pines for her shadowy realm. She's most in her element when she reigns over her darkest domain. The lush and velvet darkness is her home. You can learn much from Persephone's fluid adaptability and the fearless delight she takes in the dark. For mortals, your kind can be bizarrely squeamish about morality. When the sun is shining brightly in the sky, you can almost make yourself believe that death is a tragedy that will not befall you personally. Other people maybe, but not you. Not your children, not your partner, not your friends. And so you do not live fully. Without the experience of winter, how can you appreciate spring? And then without soaking in the sensory beauty of the summer, how can you pass into the fall with serene satisfaction? Why would you willingly relinquish a luminous awareness of the endless cycle of life in its stages, birth, life, death, and rebirth? For this awareness is wisdom. Whether you allow for the inevitability of death or forbid it from your mind, death will not spare you. It won't spare anyone. So why fall out of step with eternity and lock yourself out of the kingdom of your joy? Similarly, unmask grief, and you will see it is none other than love, the most excruciating edge of love. I always say grief is love that has nowhere to go. You can deny your grief only to the extent that you can deny your love, which is to say you can't. Not truly. When you brush against something you fear to experience or gaze upon, don't shut yourself off from your power. Find your courage, descend into the deep, receive your crown, and be transformed. You must never cling to the light exclusively. Like Persephone, every fairy queen is a creature of darkness too. Yeah, Madison, I feel like you're really confused right now. Okay? You're really confused about a situation. Somebody is trying to show you nothing but light. Okay? This isn't you really seeing nothing but light or thinking that things are never going to change. Death in this sense, in tarot, oracle, Lenormand, gypsy witch, whatever cards you're using, is sometimes a real death, like an actual death, but really it means change. And you're thinking like, yeah, things are going to change. Things are going to be great. You're listening to this person who is future faking you. They are definitely toxic, most likely narcissistic, and it's confusing. You're questioning your own reality. You are in that phase of, but before you actually realize who and what you're dealing with. And it is a very sinking feeling. It is, filled with grief and a lot of tears. I feel like the confusion, like, just understand that this relationship with this person, romantic or otherwise, was not meant to last forever. You have to break the spell, though. You have to take off the rose-colored glasses and see this person, and everything they're saying and promising you and telling you they're feeling is full of crap. It's not real. This person is not real. I know it's going to hurt, but the change is absolutely necessary. It's going to rip and tear you apart from the inside out. But when you're back together, you're going to have all your soul pieces again. And that person is going to be stuck in their miserable reality. But you have to take the first step. Oh, Cindy, absolutely. Always, absolutely. They always slip up. Guys, I got to go. Thank you so much for all of the donations. Don't forget information on personals. And I think I have the info for my books in this description box, but this one's long, so it may be, if you want information, the books on Amazon, go to Amazon and type in Gemma Jade books. There's 3 of them. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm sick tomorrow. I'm going to ask Lara to go on solo. Otherwise, it will be chillax and chat with myself, Ghostdragonzw, and Miss Lara. Don't forget, Monday at noon is afternoon talk with myself and Ghostdragonzw, and most likely most likely, Long Island Bigfoot's going to come on and hang out with us for a little bit. At 11 a.m. Monday, we're going to be talking about, I believe it's called Round Valley Reservoir in New Jersey. It is an allegedly haunted underwater city. The lake basically eats men and never gives them back. People go under for no reason and never come back up. And they built the reservoir over a city. Guys, it's craziness. It's near my house. I thought it would be cool to tell you guys to please let me know legends of any kind from your hometowns or your home states, and I will start a state-by-state series, starting with New Jersey. I love you guys. Be blessed. Be kind to each other. That's not just something that I say. Please be kind, because you never know how you're going to affect someone else. You can make or break someone's day. We do have that power. Salvador, sorry that you didn't get a reading, but please remind me next week and I'll bump you up. And Anna, I love you. I love all of you guys. I don't want to go. I feel like I'm giving an award speech. They love me. They really love me. I'm going to post pictures of the blue wig on the community tab in a couple of minutes, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. But if I'm sick, it'll be Monday. 11 a.m. for the pre-recorded, 12 noon for afternoon talk. Bye. Gemma, out.